as if I haven't been plotting basically since the Chronicle started and got extended. Like,
I mean,
hey, Davey.
you better continue. Wait, hold on. Did you say?
Hey,
Yeah.
Davey.
Oh,
Davey's
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, there's a Mad
Davey, I haven't
TV
been-
sketch. I don't know if you're familiar with their claymation bits. Used to be really good, but they had one where it was a Son of Sam Killer spoofed like
So-
what is it? The reindeer with the nose. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was like a stop motion like that style, except with
Mhm.
Son of Sam Killer, and so he went around and he was like doing stuff. He's like, "Hey, Davey, you
So
should kill
if,
them both." And so the
So
dog would
if-
talk to him. Yeah. That
So if
deep
we
cut
just-
from the 90s Mad TV sketch comedy series none of y'all watched except for me.
I watched that shit. It's better
alright.
than SNL.
Unbelievable!
Unbelievable. Charles was already following the channel. Did he unfollow just to follow again?
Yes. Damn it, Charles. Oh. What?
Thank
What
you
up?
for 12
So-
years of support there, Charles. 12 years.
So-
That's older than my
so-
son.
So it
Unbelievable!
just to not stop playing this Chronicle, does that mean you would have to continue plotting?
Always.
Forever plot.
If we just decided not to stop?
Plotting doesn't ever end.
The plot never ends.
Oh, like,
This is the plot that doesn't end.
It goes
I mean,
on
it is
and on,
called
my
End-
friend.
It is called Endless Elegy. And if we do finish
Some
like
people
all the
started
threads,
plotting it, not knowing what it was.
if we do finish all the threads of story, your characters can become DMPCs in Chicago, and we can go to a different city. You know, at some point, I intend to return to the story in Milwaukee, and I would love to run a game in New Orleans. Okay, just
ooh.
One
I
day. One day.
I was like, I built a character for a New Orleans game that never got started, and then I remembered the first thing I decided on that sheet. She's also a toreador. I was like,
you can
and,
lie if you
and
want.
playing a toreador?
I am shocked.
You can lie if you want, but have you played any non-toreadors?
well,
She had to think about it way too long, so she's already lying. Whatever comes out of her mouth is about to be a lie.
No, I got roped into doing this really weird mini series. It was a Cyberpunk Red mini series, but with
Sweet.
vampires.
Everything I love.
So they took like the vampire like lore, but used the Cyberpunk Red setting and the Cyberpunk Red mechanics. So technically for that, I was a Banu Hakim. Technically.
Wow.
But not actually, because we didn't technically use any of the
Cat Gang, do we count that? Do we count playing Cyberpunk Red skinned with vampires as? Do we even count that?
I don't think we do.
I don't think we do. No.
Okay,
All right.
then I will absolutely own my position as a Toreador main. But I do authentically want to try to play a Banu Hakim at some point.
And that position is power top, right? Like
That's just top all the way.
I don't know. I think Banu Hakim are more like the person who watches from outside the window. I mean, they did get the nickname the Watchers for a reason.
Yeah, Banu Hakim are John Wick. Like they're trying to get out of this shit. But...
I always feel like somebody's watching. Sorry.
So, speaking of somebody always watching you, welcome. Welcome to Endless Elegy, where everything's made up and the show doesn't matter. I'm sorry, that's a different thing.
Wrong show. Wrong show.
Yeah, no. Welcome to Endless Elegy. I am your unreliable narrator. This day, that will become evening, we are doing our 8-hour marathon episode. We normally stream 8:30, 9 o'clock on Tuesdays, depending on how. Incidentally, as unreliable as I am with narration, I'm also unreliable with time. But Tuesday at 8:30, we'll call it. But yes, this is a very special episode to celebrate a dual birthday, notably of
Birthday!
Scott and Anne. Anne has given me a blank check here that says "Hurt me more, Snake." So that's her request.
It's the same request I gave someone else last year. So, I mean, like, it's
I'm
time
not-
for you to give me my new best birthday ever.
Well, I'm not going to try to touch that, quite frankly.
No, but in
I,
your own way. I feel like you can give me my new best birthday ever. No pressure.
So my solution is actually to ignore you and focus on Scott. And basically,
Let me get some popcorn.
That's a different kind of hurt right there. 8 hours of just sitting here like,
Shit.
Okay, but
Scott describing
8 hours
very
of-
intricate backstory and lore of the entire setting of World of
it's-
Darkness. Like
it's more-
yeah.
he's suddenly sitting in
It's
front
more-
of a fireplace wearing like a powdered wig. Like, welcome to Vampire Masterpiece Theater. All right.
probably
it's
stay a
more-
while and
it's
listen.
more it's more like 7.5 hours because Michael and I have a hard out in 7.5 hours.
I'll try. If
No,
you
it's
have to
fine.
just leave. It's all right.
Yeah, it's true.
Get out.
People will just disappear.
So
We have a session 0. That's why.
I feel like we need to-
otherwise we could do this forever.
I do feel we maybe should read the content warning twice.
Twice. Oh no! All right.
Because this is basically two sessions smashed into one.
Right. So I'm gonna actually
Should
nominate.
we just read it in stereo?
Ooh, yeah, read it. All right, I'm gonna count you and Anne down. No,
No.
Michael, go ahead and why don't you read it? Your voice is twice as good as another person who would read their content warning on a different stream.
He is the
So,
hero of the story.
It's really
Also, I'm the main character. Yes. I established. No matter whose birthday it is, I'm the main character.
I'm okay with that.
The following show takes place in the world of darkness and explores narratives of personal horror. This story is a work of fiction and is not official World of Darkness material. Where are you at, Vampire Daddy? Many of the themes are portrayed from a place of empathy, but may be uncomfortable to some listeners. Episodes will contain coarse language, sexual content, mental and emotional abuse, violence, mental illness, and blood. Viewer discretion is advised. Portions of the materials are the copyrights and trademarks of Paradox Interactive AB and are used with permission. All rights reserved. For more information, please visit worldofdarkness.com. Thank you for watching Endless Elegy. We hope you've enjoyed the story thus far and invite you to like, follow, and subscribe on Twitch or follow your favorite player. By doing this, you'll help support the show and get updates when our next episode goes live. If you would like to be a part of our community, you can follow us on Twitter or join our Discord. All links in the show notes.
I feel like I need to start adding like body horror to that, like because there's a lot of like vicissitude
Yeah.
being thrown around in this chronicle.
Yeah, maybe. It could be a thing. A little bit.
Like I don't know if gore covers it all or horror themes. Like how granular should a content warning get? Sometimes I emphasize some extra stuff, like when I knew that we were going to have like some addiction, because that can hit real close to home for people when you're being specific about addiction. I underline that, but yeah, I was actually going to wear my Zamisi shirt for this adventure, totally unrelated to anything that's about to happen.
Yeah, good.
But I couldn't find it.
I'm wearing a shirt that I bought during our last
1 to
Chronicle
10.
in Milwaukee.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how possessed is Rory?
So you're pretty.
Probably a
Well,
solid
ask as I
4 or
twitch.
5.
Yeah, just ask as I twitch about that.
What are you talking about? I stared at the mirror for an hour. It's fine.
Yeah, I have 3 clan symbol shirts. One's a Zamisi, one's a Banu Hakim, and one's Malkavian. But you're really well backlit, Scott, so I can't see what shirt you're wearing. I'm sure as the sun goes down, we'll know.
It's probably for the best right now.
As the
That
sun goes down on his
that
side of
awful
town,
Florida
there's a
sunshine.
lonesome feeling going through the door.
Oh my God.
So
Holy
lonesome make it cry.
It's a country song.
I was about to say, is that country song?
Yeah.
Okay.
holy tits! Why is my shirt doing this?
Minus -1 DKP. I mean, wrong game again. -1 XP. Just wait till Rory has one. I go all staticky. Oh, it already did kind of go. Never mind, spoilers. So speaking of his eye already having gone a little statically, last week on Vampire, on Endless Elegy, war were declared.
Previously on.
So grab your ham bubble gum made with real bits of ham, because war were declared. That's a Futurama reference. You're welcome. Basically, it was pretty heavily implied that the new Ventru Primogen of Chicago, Ms.
Wasn't
Ashley
invited to the
Dame-
fight.
No, no. First of all,
That part! That fucking part!
hold on. It was a minor side fight. It wasn't an important fight.
I think it was probably the most important character development piece to
I'm gonna
happen
tell your
on
boyfriend that
screen.
when he gets saved. This wasn't an important fight. This is a minor fight.
It's okay, but expecting the Ventry Primogen of Chicago to care about a personal issue
Expecting your
is
friend to care, though.
yeah, but we had that conversation.
I know. You're just bad.
And we're enjoying it again.
Sasha's a bad
And
friend.
we're doing it again. Exactly. Exactly.
Hell,
We got
Excuse
7
me?
hours of this, and don't worry.
combat mistress. Gotta love that. So as you can tell, things were pretty interesting last week, where Sasha asked everyone in the coterie to go along to help her save her ex-boyfriend, except for Ashley Dame.
But it's okay. It's okay.
I guilted her into it eventually.
It's
So-
It's okay. Ashley's doing her own thing.
Ashley
Now,
is
yeah.
too important for
And right as Ashley
Poor
received the
Sasha.
reluctant invite and was about to go and help, she received a sort of stripped down, like iPhone, I don't know, 2nd generation or whatever, with just a video, no SIM card, just had a video on it and some pictures. A video of Sam 2, the affectionately named Sam 2. Sam 3's actual brother, for those of you who've been paying attention. Or, if you'd like to, you can catch up on YouTube. Sam 3's actual brother, Sam 2, who went sort of undercover with First Light, getting tortured on account of having been found out. So Ashley found herself with a decision. Do I go help my friend who currently she doesn't know was about to leave her out of the friend rescue? I don't know.
Rescue.
Or try to track down First Light immediately and where this guy may be. So I think that's actually where we will begin this night, with Ashley Dame holding this phone, perhaps shaking in her fist with rage. I think we even heard her Chicago accent come out a little bit there at the end or something like that. So that's where our scene will open, in the sort of gloomy late fall, the late fall gloom of the city. A stillness has moved over Chicago, betraying one of its nicknames the Windy City, and in its stead a sort of deep, quiet darkness, or even the lights of the tallest skyscrapers, what I like to call the lonely windows, those one little, office windows that are always left on late at night, seem to be kind of encased in a palpable darkness this evening as the rain sort of picks up, and it is a cold, stinging rain, like as if blades are falling from the sky. It wants to be snow, but fucking climate change. So it's just cold, shitty rain instead. The kind of rain I actually happen to like. The first bits of precipitation strike the phone in Ashley's hand as Sam 3 produces an umbrella and holds it above her head.
I don't think we're leaving just yet. And she pulls out her phone and texts back to the group chat. Things came up. I'm sorry.
We're going to be on the other side of that group chat with the 3 coterie members who have convened at what is it, Sasha's shag pad, one of her other havens.
One other haven. It's her personal home. Okay.
It is a shag pad, then. That's true.
I mean, there's a lot of shagging that happens there, but that's not what we're here to talk about.
Rory being part of this group chat, and obviously Damon as well. Rory, you just fought this battle to have her included. You all see this pop up on your screens.
Sasha looks at Rory and she says, less as a question and more of just like a statement of fact, you're not gonna let her go alone. And then she asks as a question, are you going to go help her? Whatever it is that came up?
I was just about to text her. Hold on. Like, do you need help? Send.
I know I just called you an idiot for going off alone, but I am going to say if something else is happening that is more of a group concern, I can handle things on my own.
Well, let's see what she says.
You receive a message. You receive that message, actually.
I'm not stupid to go alone. First, we plan.
Sasha goes into the group chat and just says, keep me posted on the plan. I have something to check. I have something to check really quick, and I'll be right there.
Of course, I'll keep you all posted.
Is this about our missing friend?
Yes.
Shit.
Yeah, you should definitely go. I can handle things. I might be worried for no reason.
She's not rushing off into whatever right now. Like,
I can't, if it's about if it's about, and she doesn't finish that sentence, or she lets that thought kind of trail, and she says, "It's fine. I won't take that long at the docks."
Ashley can get a jump start in figuring things out, and we'll go check the docks, make sure Soren is not a pile of ash or something, and then we'll head back to the planning. It's fine. We're all already here. There's no reason to not go check it out. And then we'll meet up with Ashley later.
Okay. We'll make it quick. I could be worried for no reason, but a series of unanswered texts, and we've been working together on some stuff, and
Okay.
you know how worried I get when people don't reply to communications sometimes.
Let's pop a quick text in the group in the group chat. We quick side quest to rescue a missing question mark in brackets person before we rescue another missing person. We'll meet you at the house later.
There's a follow-up message that says, "Could be worried for nothing. It'll be a really quick thing, just to make sure."
Okay.
Mm. Oh my god.
All right. Well, let's do this thing. Damon, you ready to be tall and imposing? Oh, look, you did it.
Oh my
Hang on,
god.
I gotta finish this level of Candy Crush.
Oh my god. Millennial kindred.
Oh my god.
No, it's more of Board Kindred.
Yeah.
Should we do this? No. Yes? Maybe? I don't know. Well, what do you think? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. What do you think? I don't know.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
And
The
listen,
docks.
you keep talking about going by yourself. Your boyfriend went by himself. And we saw how well that worked out.
Look.
Listen, Linda. It didn't go that bad. I just got possessed, torpored, and dragged out like a sack of potatoes.
That's
Rory didn't mention the torpor part, did he?
No.
He didn't mention the torpor, did he?
I don't think
Wait.
so.
I don't believe so.
Wait, what?
Did I leave that out?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's what I was
only-
thinking when you said you were going to go by yourself.
I mean, it was only like an hour or something. You know, it's fine. David woke me up.
Give him a good old stiff espresso. He was fine.
You feel Sasha's fist come into contact with your shoulder. Just like, don't leave that shit out. And then she goes to grab a jacket to leave.
This time, Rory gets to carry Anne when she gets knocked out.
Well,
Yeah,
let's
so
avoid that. But yeah, to the ducks.
There you go.
Or Sasha gets to carry Rory.
Sasha could probably lift him.
Damon gets to carry both of us.
Sasha gets knocked out. Rory gets knocked out. Sasha goes to carry Rory. Sasha gets knocked out. Damon carries both of them.
Yeah, so we go, I guess.
Yeah. So how are you getting to the docks?
Motorcycle? I mean, that's how Sasha planned to get there with Rory. And I assume Damon's got his own transportation.
I mean, as a newbie, he's got a Harley.
Obviously.
Yeah. 2
They're not
bikes.
the most discreet thing, but
I'm
they're
not the most
common.
discreet guy. What are you talking about?
But they're common enough, you know, in the Midwest. It's
Parked
not
a few
uncommon to
blocks
hear.
away and then
Yeah,
walked the
it's not
rest.
uncommon to hear. It's just if you're driving past somebody's house, they're, you know. All right. So two bikes.
Just checking.
All right. So y'all get in motion. You begin heading towards one of the docks that Sasha's kind of narrowed it down to, with her, you know, local knowledge and the census and the sites that she'd seen, when totally stealing her ex's census. That's what the ability is called, as I recall.
Borrowing. Those senses return to him.
Communist
It's
share.
fine.
Your senses are my senses.
Listen.
Look at me. These senses are mine now.
Oh my
So
god.
what does Ashley do?
Well, Ashley is still at. She's still.
A little bit outside of Elysium location, right? Because Sam
But
had
it's
parked.
easily she'll walk back and.
Yeah.
Is the prince there?
No. The
PB&J.
rains, with the sort of end of an impassioned speech followed by a slow clap serenade, and sort of bookended by the rain. Most of the dealings and sidebars have sort of ended, and the kindred have retreated to their haunts for the evening, or gone out for a quick bite to eat or something like that. They've sort of scattered to the still winds.
So none of the like.
None of the hoi polloi, none of the important folks, really. There's like maybe a couple straggler kindred who got in a conversation that are hanging around. You actually see Clay is one of the last stragglers of note.
Who is Clay again?
He's the Bruja that Rory was
Okay.
talking
Not
to.
flirting with.
Not flirting with. I think she'll go into her phone again and contact the hurricane because she needs a thorough strip down of this phone that she got.
As it stands, Hurricane wasn't too far from Elysium.
Mm.
He might have caught it in his own little way. So he responds with a saw your what's it called? Not acceptance speech, not inauguration speech. It's got its own name.
Pep talk, as it were.
Inauguration. We'll say you go with inauguration. Caught the end of your inauguration. Not too bad. I'm actually nearby. Little dive on the corner of, he says, some streets that are like a few blocks away. A little dive place. It's called the Tangerine. Or no, it's just called Tangerine. Sorry, you don't have the it's clubs, or wouldn't it be called?
See you there. And yeah, she'll just get to the car with Sam 3 and get to Tangerine.
You haven't met Hurricane face to face yet, have you?
Nope. She's only heard whispers on the wind about his abilities, of his, his know-how, and whenever it comes to technology and, securing things.
Okay. One moment while
pull up the lore sheet.
Just right quick here.
Hurricane, rock you like a.
Yep, exactly.
Yes, you will bow down and do as the scorpions have done before you.
I hate hurricanes.
Same. Bobby Weatherbottom.
So bow down and do as the scorpion. All right, Bobby Weatherbottom. Sorry.
Also, Charles, it can be both, okay? It could be an inauguration and a war propaganda warmongering. It's the same. All right? Just show us fucking. All right? It happens all the time. You know? Presidents talk about security and foreign affairs and their stuff.
Your sound is coming through weird. Is it just me?
Mine?
Yeah, no, now it's good. Okay.
Oh.
It sounded like you're like far away and underwater for a bit.
Oh. Sorry.
It's like, what's happening? Is it just me?
All right. You head to Tangerine. It's one of those, from the exterior. It's one of those clubs that probably was like pretty popular at one point in time, but it shows that it is dated. The owners never kept up, and it is like a snapshot of like mid 90s, like. mid 90s like nightclub, the kind of place where you'd go and order a sex on the beach or one of those like really fruity sweet cocktail drinks and do the electric slide, right? Like it's like just absolutely frozen in time.
You asked for a frozen margarita, they're like, we don't have a blender. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Type of situation.
Yeah, like the it's buy one get one free Long Island iced teas for Friday nights to drive the crowd in, and normally you don't have drink specials on Friday and Saturday because you expect the crowd.
Tuesday poker night.
Yeah, that kind of thing. It's got a dart league, and you almost expect to find like their dance floor is like a miniature roller rink looking thing where it's a hazard to dance on because it's concrete. It's like so concrete. It's got the carpet that that probably once was pretty plush, but it has just been pounded into a flat plane of almost wallpaper at this point from age. The bar is the sort that sort of like wraps around a corner, and it's got sections where the drinkware hangs in front near like above the bar or would be in the bartender's face. Again, another fixture of an older era, right? Now you want clean sight lines and stuff like that. So this is definitely an older place. The sort of red vinyl backed booths that are nestled a little too close together, despite the fact that this place on a Saturday night is nowhere near capacity. And the bouncer sitting on a stool just inside the door, mostly to keep the establishment from getting another underage drinking fine that might close its doors for good, as opposed to like actually stop scuffles or keep any rowdy crowds from entering. Shows similar signs of like of being lost, a relic of a time past. He's uh, got that sort of power lifter build that let himself go. Like you might have seen him in a strongman competition 20 years ago, but uh, he just didn't keep on top of his routine. So he's got the mass, but none of the cardio or muscle to go along with it anymore. And he almost looks like he's sort of melting a little bit in his stool uh, as he doesn't bother looking away from his phone as he asks you for your ID when you walk in. ID.
Mm.
He puts it in the little dongle on the bottom of his phone, doesn't even check to see that your picture and you match up, hands it to you. He's wearing faded, like, to gray, like Army Navy surplus fatigues, and a T-shirt that has the Tangerine logo on it. That looks like he has been poured into the shirt, and somebody forgot to say when. He's just kind of like voluptuously, uh, flowing forth. That said, he does have some pretty big pythons, and he might actually be able to hurt somebody if he really was moved to do so.
Just a little drop here. Her ID says Amelia Dubois on it. Oh.
A note he would definitely comment on if he even looked at it, apart from scan it with a little dongle that like checks to make sure it's a legitimate ID.
It's a fake.
It goes
I
through.
mean, it's a legit fake, but
no, it's got the mag strip or whatever, the
Yeah.
data strip that actually works.
Yeah.
But otherwise, the little hologram lens thing in it. They've changed IDs so many times, so your ID is going to be relevant to the era it's portraying your age as, right? Mine, for instance, has the holograph translucent section in it. They've moved away from those now, and all the IDs are vertical. Yeah, I'm old. But yeah, so he just like, oh yeah, welcome to Tangerine. Have a good time and keep it clean, and be sure to take a look at our drink specials.
Right. Okay. Have fun playing Candy Crush.
Raid Shadow Legends. He says.
Okay.
Oh God.
Not sponsored, by the way.
It could be though.
Don't.
Everyone is.
I will gladly take money from corporations I don't believe in. I am for sale.
So yeah, she'll I mean, she's never met the hurricane, but she'll just look for anyone that looks kindred-esque.
Yeah. So this is my description, not the game's description of the hurricane. So sorry, Paradox Interactive, but he looks like a dark and broody Vanilla Ice. Like,
oh my God!
I mean,
got,
that picture in the book does make him look kind of Vanilla Icy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
Amazing.
dressed like a scene kid, but his features read like dark and broody Vanilla Ice. He's got like the fade with like little ribs shaved into the one side where he should have sideburns, and like it's not a pomp, it's more of a flat top groomed back. And since he made this decision, the era of his embrace, he's stuck looking like this every night he wakes up.
Sucks to suck, my homie.
Probably has like the one, I'd imagine, one crucifix dangling on a chain earring on the left ear, because it had to be the left ear apparently in those days. And he has these rather piercing, almost unsettling eyes if you kind of catch yourself, drawn into them too long, as if there's something a little deeper going on. But yeah, otherwise he's rocking like a red, what do they call it? PLU leather. It's pleather. Pleather jacket with the cuffs pulled up and a hood and a gray hoodie underneath. Skinny jeans that have been de-stressed and torn for him. Like pair of Vans, and he's got all manner of wrist and hand trinketry that you would get from a boutique in the mall just outside of Hot Topic. He is currently is nursing one of those buy one get one Long Island iced teas. And there's a tablet sitting in front of him with Walkman headphones on. Thank you very much. You stole the words right out of my mouth, Charles Fox. An actual cassette deck. An actual Sony Walkman brand, not like, like Kleenex tissue, how we use name brands, Band-Aid. No, he's in
Like
a legit
Walkman.
an actual Walkman in the Walkman yellow. Yeah, jelly.
I've never actually tasted a Long Island. Are those any good?
Good at getting you drunk without tasting like shit, he says. Of course.
I haven't been drunk in quite some time.
Ace of Base is blasting from the speakers that rattle the rafters they're attached to.
Good.
No.
God. So, I need your help. Obviously.
Yeah. Ms. Dubois, he says, like kind of coyly, and he stands up and gestures to the section of booth across from him and sits down and slides the extra Long Island across on its coaster over toward you. He doesn't necessarily expect you to drink it, but it does keep up appearances. Two people having drinks at a bar, right?
Yeah.
And the music is sufficiently loud to help mask any conversations to any like kind, and even a decently interested kindred without them having to kind of stick their neck out, as it were. So.
She'll just slide the phone over that she got. I just got this. I thought you might be able, mind you, it doesn't have the SIM card or anything in it, but I know things have geolocations of last time they were pinged, and I know some things based on what I've learned over the years, but
he has a look on his face that's difficult to read as you slide the phone across the table. This is where I think I'm going to have you roll.
cool.
Because Hurricane's played this game a while. And I think it's going to actually be opposed against his composure, and we'll go with subterfuge.
Okay. So what? Awareness. What's awareness?
Yeah, we'll go wits awareness. Yeah.
Okay. Do I want to risk it for the biscuit? No.
Ooh.
No.
Ooh.
No.
Hurricane, you sly dog.
That is 1.
Yeah, whatever's on his face, curiosity maybe. Like he's just. I don't know. He's hard to read. He slides the phone in front of him, and as he does so, Damon is not back. So we'll keep going. I was going to cut to the other chunk of the
Other group?
coterie. Yeah. See, you're lucky because I can't. I've already had a bar attacked by First Light once. I can't
do it again.
That again. This chronicle.
It's too predictable.
This chronicle. You said someone sent you this?
They it's them.
When you say them, and he kind of like folds his hands on the table and lowers his head and leans toward you a little bit. You say them.
First Light.
That's interesting. He leans away, putting one of his arms casually across the, that red gaudy vinyl back with the.
It's split in some places.
Oh yeah, well the it's the vinyl pad, but it's still wood, like a wood frame, and you can see where it's like where it like notches and chunks have like snapped and popped over time, and then just how just dust over time almost like kind of fills in the little like crevices and almost becomes its own kind of like lacquered finish. You know what I'm talking about? So it settles in it so long that it almost becomes its own sort of sealant. And he kind of leans back, careful to not get a splint there, and he's like, "This is one of ours," or "This is one of mine," he says.
What do you mean?
Well, as you know, Camarilla has a tumultuous relationship with technology since the Second Inquisition. I tend to be the one to make sure our phones are safe. At some point in time, the phone you use, assuming it's approved to be used in by the Camarilla, and you're not using burners that are less safe, it's probably went through my hands or one of my friends' hands.
Can I look at the phone again and see if this might have been Sam 2's old phone?
So I think you'd have to like kind of recall.
Yeah.
Recall is intelligence plus, relevant. So intelligence technology or intelligence.
That's going to be hard.
I mean, I'd even allow it to intelligence awareness, intelligence investigation. Intelligence investigation is like the most apt, I feel.
Okay.
DC would be the difficulty would be a little bit easier with an intelligence technology because you'd be familiar with.
Yeah. I have nothing in technology, so that's why I was like, "Oh,
yeah."
Okay.
Intelligence investigation would be your next most reasonable, and I'm going to set that at a reasonable 3 difficulty.
Better get 3 freaking things on this. That is 0. That is a 0.
Is Sam with you?
Sam 3 is, yeah. He comes in with me everywhere.
Well, sometimes he kind of stays out, and he wouldn't sit down at the booth with you. He'd make himself.
Feel like Sam is probably staying close by, especially with that.
Oh, you saw Sam 3 in a state of emotions you'd not seen him in before. Maybe he's been in before, but you're Ashley Dame. It's not your job to care about him, right? It's the other way around. Yeah.
Okay. How dare you? She's not that much of an ice queen, y'all. Come on.
No, I actually was going to ask if Sam 3 prior to rolling this, because when Hurricane said, if you have a burner that's approved, Sam 3 would interject with, when I secure your phones, miss.
Oh.
They pass through Hurricane or one of his agents' hands to make sure they're not compromised and they're safe. And so he was just kind of agreeing and corroborating what Hurricane had said in terms of, like, when he says this is one of mine, then
this must have been my source on the insides.
Well, he reaches into his coat pocket, and he actually goes through like actual numbers that he keeps them written down. Hey, you don't keep everything. He's like, the best of us know there are some things you keep in the safest place is to keep it up here, he says. The second safest in the digital age is sometimes something you can burn quick, he says. And he flips through it, and he flips the back panel off, and he checks the serial number. No, not issued to your one of yours, he says. And he puts it back in his lapel.
Then but who?
Some Nos isn't with us anymore. It's concerning that my tech is in the hands of finding its way into First Light hands, though.
They've been picking us up one by one, I think, so.
When they round us up, they must keep some of the oddities.
Is there a way to... I don't know how these things work. I'm a lot older than you, and honestly...
Well, if it wasn't one of mine, I'd say there's always a trace. There's always something left.
But there's not.
He's like, but this being one of mine. Well, hang on. He grabs it, and he kind of looks around, and he just physically grabs Sam by the sleeve and pulls him over to where he's blocking the booth. And Sam looks at you like, is this okay? Like...
It's okay.
And Sam's... so he's got like a certain look that he has around Rory when he's like making him food or something like that. The only way I can describe it is he has the opposite look on his face regarding Hurricane right now. And Hurricane reaches into like his hoodie pocket, the kangaroo pocket, the big pouch.
Yeah.
Reaches in and he pulls out a heavily modified phone. It's got like an extra like data cable coming off of it and some stuff like that. And he plugs it directly into. It's actually got like 3 or 4 different types of USB ends, its own special like proprietary stuff like taped off of it. He's got little labels with each with what each, like one's for 24 volts. It's like if I plug that into a certain bus on a computer, it'll blow it up. So I got to keep that around for some of the other stuff. And he just kind of like mutters to himself as he's half explaining it to you and half muttering to himself. Like he's like, it's not like the hacking's not like the movies. He says, don't get me wrong. Damien, was it Matthew Lillard and Angelina Jolie were the bomb in Hackers, but even at the time, that shit was bullshit. He says, it's a lot of script kidding. He says, and hardware, software. You really pre-program stuff, and he kind of starts going through it a little bit under his voice, almost like a tick. And that is, once he gets it plugged in, you can see he's looking at like source code and stuff like that. He's like, even when it's deleted, it should leave a kernel. They always say that the thing that makes Apple products so good is they didn't have a registry, but that was just on the user end. He says everything's always backed up. He's like, I would have stripped it out to a point, but whatever they did after it left my hands, there's no way they're as good as me. And that's where we'll, if you have something you're going to say.
You'd be surprised.
So I'm just going to look for the point where I gutted this thing and look for anything after that point. Clearly they tried to keep it just the video and images, he says. But they'd have made it. But they'd have had to make some mods up to that point. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get any geosite data, or is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get any geosite data. Like I said, this was one of mine. It's the first thing I would have.
Anything is a lead.
But yeah, and he starts just kind of getting into the guts. And with that, we'll kind of cut over to the coterie. By the way, I work in security, and you used to work with some pretty awesome security too. I am splicing together our knowledge right now in how Hurricane operates. I literally do have a dongle like what he has.
Yeah, whenever you started saying it, I was like, yeah, I've messed with that shit. Yeah,
I have a keypad in my van that's a security keypad, and then I have all the different like connectors that come off the back of it, so I can plug it into any keypad that uses any sort of connection and essentially take over their keypad. Like I literally have one of these, and the 24 volt thing is because I do have a 24 volt thing, and it is I spliced it with red cables. Fire cables is what they're normally for, but any brass or copper is going to carry what you need. So I spliced it off, and it's my 24 volt, and I have it like on its own separate splice because if I plug that into certain panels, I'll blow them up.
Good to know.
So
now, the more you know, kids.
So yeah, and I don't have an NDA for my security job now, so I can use it in my RPG. Suck it. I did when I worked surveillance, though. So the coterie heading to the docks, I will cut out the travel portion because we like to start a scene as late as possible, right? We're going to assume that you've cased and that we've had a short montage of Sasha sort of trying to recognize the buildings, right? Walking around. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I have a clarification I require. Okay, so when I do things with my Auspex, is it visible in any way? Or is it like very subtle?
Auspex is so it's interesting you asked that because with disciplines they usually mention like how risky they are to the
Masquerade Bridge.
masquerade. Yeah. Auspex is no or low depending on the ability. Basically meaning it's not visible. Or if it is, it's very subtle. I know some people like their eyes to like sheen or glow when they do some cool shit like that, but that's like cosmetic and on you. You, for all intents and purposes, you can use your Auspex without it being noticeable. There might be an exception for some ability where you literally do glow or whatever. Your eyes literally must glow. But overall, a lot of the Auspex stuff, it's not noticeable.
Great.
Like, in fact, if you have enhanced senses, there's no way anyone can tell. That's part of the danger of having a bunch of Toreadors at an art gallery listening to your conversation. You have they're listening from across the room. That's why a lot of kindred meet at loud places, because you have to turn off your enhanced senses when music is too loud or yeah.
Right. Great. I would like to attempt sharing the senses again. Just casually as I am doing the searching, casing of the place, just let's see how much I can get away with here.
All right. So share the senses. You don't have to focus on one sense, as I recall. You can
I think you're
use them
supposed.
all, or do you focus on one?
It is. I'm pretty sure it's harder to do if you focus on multiple senses, but I can check.
Reading right now.
Because I have it because Sasha normally focuses on sound.
The user decides whether to tap into only one, some, or all of the senses. When used on a stranger, this power requires line of sight to initiate. However, it can be used over longer distance on somebody who still has your blood, aka someone you've bonded to.
Listen. You don't have to remind me. It's why I do it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to, if it doesn't make it more difficult, then I will just zero in on all of this. Well, just sight.
It doesn't say
sound.
it, but as your ST, I would make it. It's not more difficult to see more of their stuff. It's more difficult to like straddle both sets of senses would be how I would do it. So like if I have you make a perception check to something happening where you currently are, it might be more difficult the more senses you're distracted by, essentially. But that's how I read that personally. So you can just freely use as many of their senses as you want. The drawback would come in terms of like if you're trying to listen to Rory right now, but there's a really intense conversation going on with the senses, then I might have, it's the storytelling system. I might have some difficulties swinging on that side of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and
you can also freely stop using the senses when you feel like this.
I mean, I could, yes. I am going to do the rouse check.
Yeah, difficulty can go up depending on distraction, distance, and other factors such as blah 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 blah. Yeah, so you're gonna roll your resolve plus Auspex, difficulty 3. I am going to make it a 4 for a unknown reason that may become apparent when you succeed.
Great, love that for me. So I succeed the rouse check. Still at 3 hunger. I forgot about that. So Auspex, resolve, difficulty 4. You say?
Mm-hmm. See, I couldn't get my two different subtitle programs to work. But I want to get a hunger tracker overlay to work somehow. Me and my silly ambitions.
Oh, okay. I love this. Hold on. 1. Okay, that's 4, 5, 6. 6 successes, messy, critical.
Wow.
Okay. Rory, how much hunger?
2, I believe.
Damon?
Sure. Yes, 2.
I'm at 1.
Ashley.
2.
Anyone ever play XCOM?
Yep.
Yeah.
Love the XCOM games. Does Scott not look like the guy who gives you your missions at XCOM right now?
Yeah. Now that you mention it, yes, I see it. So yours isn't Harold.
It's my dark screen to make sure I don't go up in flames.
All right. 6 successes. Wonderful. I'm with a messy critical, so I'm going to go a step further. Not only are you reaching out to find Zoran's census through your own blood that's rather strongly in his system at this point with a bond strength of 2. Your beast wants to know too. You can hear your beast come online like, yeah, yes, girl, let's find him.
What do you want?
He's an interesting one. And
Yeah.
I like him. We like him, don't we? So your census reach out to his, and you should be finding his site, okay? And sound like it's like waking up in a dark room. You know, like when you get a little discombobulated and you think you're supposed to like I'm waking up with my alarm and it's supposed to be brighter than what it is type thing. It's like you wake up in a dark room, like it's almost vertigo inducing because like if you've ever been in like a cave when they turn off the lights for like a school trip or something like that, it's so dark, it's disorienting. You feel like you have to grab something to hold your balance. That's kind of what's going on. And it's almost like you're in a void of senses. We actually have more than 5 senses, by the way. We have like our orientation of up versus down. Like we have actually we do have more than 5 senses. I can't remember what the actual 6th sense is called, but that's like your orientation sense. It's the fluid in your ear. It can tell if you're up or down. You can feel his skin. You know, like you are present in his body. You can feel even his blood being conjured and willed around within his veins. You can even feel the heft of his of his guns in his hands, and you can feel his body in motion, like fluid, violent motion. You just can't see or hear, as if something is stopping you. But maybe not you, maybe him? Something's trying to rob him of his senses. And he's fighting through it.
While I'm in here, is there any way I can help? With it? Well, I mean, the problem is that if I tried to intervene, that would alert him to my presence. Because normally share the senses doesn't.
It's covert.
It's covert.
Yeah, sense the unseen can notice the passenger, can allow the passenger to be noticed, is what it says. To get rid of an unwanted rider, the victim must then beat the intruder. Blah, blah.
So if he had sensed the unseen, he would know.
He does, but has he activated it to see you?
What I mean is, if he had it active, he would know.
Can allow the passenger to be noticed. And
so I can still try to be covert
You'd have to. I mean, he'd know, but getting rid of you is another thing. If he goes to do that, his attention. He does have sense the unseen, and something's interfering with that right now, unfortunately. But to your, can I help him? You can roll a wits awareness whilst you're sort of like casing the area.
Okay. Okay, so this is gonna go great. Absolutely freaking great.
Do you have premonition, by the way, or sense the unseen yourself, or heightened senses? Do you have any of those abilities?
I have heightened senses.
Okay.
Premonition? Nah, not for me, bro.
I have the other
Hey, look. You add. Okay, wait. I would be able to piggyback heightened senses while I'm using someone else's senses, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, do a wits awareness. This is you literally getting your orientation and feel for the area you're in.
And I can't do heightened senses on top of it while I'm trying to juggle all these things, right?
I'll allow you to add half your Auspex dice pool to this roll, denoting
Is that
you
rounded
always
up
round
or
down.
rounded
You always
down?
round down.
Okay, perfect. This is gonna go amazing.
Bestial failures are something to be worried about here, by the way.
Oh yeah, but none of. Actually, I will spend a willpower.
Willpower your blood dice.
What? Oh no, I have 2 regular die.
Gotcha.
That is 3 successes.
Okay. So as you case the place, I was going to give it to y'all for free, which building you kind of narrowed it down to. I'm still going to do that.
Thanks, how generous.
And you're essentially what you're doing is you're sort of like, okay, it's got to be that building. That one, like I remember seeing, that window from the inside. It's things like that, right? Where you're like, I know it's that building. Oh, you're right, that window from the inside. And you look up, you see what I can only describe as a living darkness inhabiting the floor. It's not the sort of thing a kind would notice, but because you're sort of tapped in from both sides right now, you can tell the difference between a shadow and a that. And with that, yeah.
I think Sasha just kind of pulls on Rory's arm, kind of not even there's definitely like she's distracted by something, but she just kind of asks Rory quietly, and it's like, do you see that? Do you know what that is?
With that, Rory and Damon can both roll a wits awareness, and if you have any kindred-related modified sensibilities that are automatically on, or that you're in the habit of turning on when you're looking for stuff, feel free to activate them and use those.
Yeah, I'll turn on Oblivion Sight. Why not?
I think there's, in particular, Oblivion Sight.
Yep.
Hey, me too.
Do I get a bonus die for Oblivion Sight?
I mean, the thing you're looking at is related to Oblivion. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Ooh, they finally split apart Vicissitude?
No, it's still in a Protean.
Oh.
They just put all the powers in the player's handbook.
Got multiple, yeah.
3.
See, now Oblivion Sight, as I recall, does have a risk of Masquerade Breach because your eyes actually go jet
black. Yeah.
You also have the possibility to gain stains.
On Oblivion side? Wow.
You botch it, you get a threat.
On Oblivion checks
Oblivion
that have rouse checks, but yeah, if it's free to activate, there's nothing to worry about. I was very careful the powers I chose. Oblivion power I chose.
He said no free stains for me.
Nope.
Oh, I can't wait to see you earn those.
Right.
More of them.
So, of note, so first things first, Anne, and Scott, when you see Rory activate his Oblivion Sight, his one eye goes jet black as it should, but the other one looks hazy, almost like this two-dimensional sort of darkness is like censoring, like a censorship bar IRL, like the scribbles sort of like over his eye. And if it were anime, it would look really sweet. There's like a scene in I think it's in Tengatoppa Gurren Lagann near the end where like the Spiral King's eyes go like super cool and they're like scribbled and hazy. That happens to one of Rory's eyes when he does this. So you look in the direction Sasha has gestured, and at first it's like, oh yeah, it's a dark room, blah blah blah. As you activate Oblivion Sight, two things occur. First, the darkness abates. You begin to see into it like it's any other room, and it's actually a decently lit room. Like there's sources of ambient lighting inside, so you can you pierce through it. And that sort of other thing that happens is you become immediately aware of the use of obtenebration, darkening that room. Like you see through, you see it part like a fog. That this is a supernatural darkness, and your Oblivion Sight is specifically attuned to seeing through that shit.
Yeah, your boy's in trouble, I think.
And with that, we'll take a quick break here because I need more water and coffee.
I was just about to say I need to pee.
So.
God damn it, Michael!
I was gonna say it.
Normally
everybody
he doesn't
go
tell me.
Tinkle. Go fill up your water bottles. Have some appy juice.
Appy juice? No, but appy juice makes you have to pee more. Don't do appy juice.
It's good to pee. It's good.
Cranberry juice and appy juice. Don't tell them to.
I mean, I'm probably going to. Ooh, maybe I should crack open the bottle of wine.
Oh God.
Yeah, you're only
Don't hold
1/3 in. Let's go ham. Let's go. All right, I'm gonna bust out my
crazy.
Silent Hill 2 OST because I know that doesn't trigger the TOS. And it's got a song called White Noise on it as the second tune that plays right after Theme of Laura. So we're going to start with Theme of Laura because it's amazing. And then it's going to play White Noise, A World of Madness, Ordinary Vanity. Just the names of these tunes are amazing. So we will be right back, everybody, in 5 to 10 minutes. See you shortly. Negotiate with Michael, and I missed it, I think. So,
You'll
what is
never
up, chat
catch me.
gang? We are back. We just
Hey,
left
hey,
on
hey.
a. We just teased Zoran being in trouble, and I think this is a great time to cut back to Shelley.
Great.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
Of course.
What? So we wouldn't
this
have
is
had
8
to cut
hours.
between
This
two perspectives,
Yeah.
but somebody split the goddamn party for an 8-hour session. So get used to this.
This is just 8 hours of
Party split?
sure. I was gonna say something else, but sure.
Well, I don't feel
No,
as bad when
we
Shelly
can-
split
we
out
can-
because she is the react queen. Like you run these online games, and when you're not the one talking, or when you know one player's talking, you feel really really guilty that the others aren't. And then I can visibly watch because I really read the player body language, which is why I'm actually a better GM in person, which is why y'all need to come to Gen Con where I'll be GMing some games this year. Me, Michael, and Shelly. Yeah, we'll all be there, and we're trying to get Scott to go. I'm actually, yes, I know, as I'm probably one of the best storytellers that isn't mainstream famous. I know that's so weird. I was trying to say it in a way that was technically correct, but didn't shit on other people, and I couldn't think of a way to do it. So forgive me. But it's difficult to GM with my GMing style when I'm looking at cameras like this because it's harder to read facial expressions and body language. Or some people are really good at training their face because they're used to being on stream, but their body betrays them, and I'm really good at picking up on that. But Shelly, whenever she's not like holding the ball, she is fully locked in a way that I have just not seen. It's truly amazing.
The only reason I may not seem as locked in is because of my ADHD, but
yeah. Oh shit, it's a wild snit bag. I heard temptation arrived. Bueno. So yeah.
Anyway, I am just as locked in, just in a different way.
No, it's fine. No, I'm not. That wasn't meant as an insult to anybody.
No,
online
it's
gaming
just
is difficult. It was a compliment to Shelly.
Just betrays me.
Shelly, I just want a super clip of Shelly's reactions so much, and I think it's it's just the nonverbal when there's something in. We've got some theater kids here, some drama kids who were in drama and theater. One of the things you're taught to be a good actor is what are you doing when you're not talking? Which is why I want a bunch of best supporting actors things. I know, because when I'm in an RPG, I can spot hog a lot, big personality and all, ADHD, et cetera, et cetera. But in acting, it's like, what are you doing when you're not talking? And it's, how are you, are you still the character? Or are you just waiting to deliver your line? Like it's a thing. And like Shelly's in a whole stratosphere of her own where
I'm just a fan of these people.
Yeah, I think that's what it helps that we're a fan of each other.
But back to Tangerine. That sounds like Tangerine.
Just now return
bad 90s game.
Tangerine.
I was proud of my off-the-cuff description of Tangerine. I feel like I could see it in my mind's eye.
I've been to that bar.
You've been, right? Like
I've been to that bar.
Yeah. The I borrowed. Yeah. Anyway, so we're back in Tangerine. Motherfucker, Hurricane says as he pulls one of the cords free from the phone.
What?
Maybe they are better than I thought. It's what is Ashley's demeanor? I need to know how he responds to, or how he continues from this.
A little confused, very intrigued, and a little scared. Like, just the smidge scared.
They, I think they wanted you to bring this to me, or someone of my abilities, he says.
Fuck.
They hid a packet in here that's practically an invite. Hid a data packet in here that's practically an invite. I mean, hid, quote unquote. So they modded it, right? They took one of my phones off of someone who's no longer with us. Rest in peace.
Allegedly.
Whatever. Final death. Scud, he says. Nas. He's a middling enforcer for the old for the old prince.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Loden.
Yeah, he liked his. I'm gonna imagine me putting finger quotes around it. Liked his Nosferatu too, and when the changeover happened, post Loden with the Second Inquisition, Cammy nationwide took a pretty hard line against technology in the early days, and PKJ and a lot of us understood that technology is a double-edged sword. If we don't wield it, you might as well be fucked. So we had to change the game on how we wielded it, hence my gainful employment. But the Second Inquisition, I mean, they know there's entire towns, there's entire fiefs of Camarilla literally using courier pigeons, he says, or old hard mail, other things like that, harder to intercept. They're using Nosferatu or a gangrel's pet rat to transfer information. So they've had to get more sophisticated with tracking us. Yeah, this is Scud's phone. On the surface level, your basics, right? Wipe it out, wipe out the drives, strip it down, jailbreak it, whatever. But but they did it sloppy enough to leave just enough data for me to find them in it. Or pro enough to find it. Do you get what I'm saying?
So
if I were any dumber, I'd just write script. I'd scribble down some GPS coordinates and send you on your way. But it was too. I don't know. It just stuck out. Like they wanted someone like me or whoever you might go to find it. I think they're
learning.
I think they have something specific they want with you, Miss Dame.
Well,
or he refers to you by your alias,
Dubois.
Miss
Yeah.
Dubois.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time they've come looking for me. I mean, they almost killed me a while ago.
If it might be out of my pay grade, or maybe consider it paying a tab, what the fuck in the 9 hells did you do to piss First Light off?
I'm a rich woman who's been around for a while, who has connections to the higher echelons of the city's gentry. What do you you don't grab from the top, you grab from the middle when you're trying to get information. God, they tried to grab from the bottom and they probably scraped too far down. I mean, I might have. Here's the thing. Can I call you Robert?
Can I call you Ashley? And he has a sort of a wry look on his face.
Noted.
Let's go with Rick. Thing.
Rick. All right, Rick. One point...
The Dubois first name?
Amelia.
Let's go with Rick. Amelia. And he kind of gives another smile. I wasn't expecting Hurricane to be into Ashley Dame, but it's just coming out that way. I wasn't expecting him to like her this much, but it's just coming across that way. I'm like, yeah, okay.
When I was not in the position I'm in now, I was, in a way, an enforcer, like Scud. But for my sire, I squeezed information. Did I pick up a few kind along the way? Of course. I've learned things. But I know that they don't like us at all. So they'll grab whatever they can and start hacking and slashing away at it. They're sloppy like that. I mean, it's the government, for fuck's sake. In a sense. So, I've had to, since being raided all those years ago, have had to skip from alias to alias, and you've helped along the way. In your own way. I'm not getting caught. I need to get my man out of there before he's dead. And we need to clean out the fucking garbage. To include a few of our people who decided that they're going to side with them in their own selfish fucking ways.
You know, I gotta say, Amelia, it's kind of amazing that it all boils down to patriarchy gonna patriarchy, but I shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, well.
Even for us dead, huh? Can't escape it. Look, does your man know anything?
Of course he does.
How much does he know?
He was with me for years.
Then you gotta assume they know everything.
Well, he was in the military for quite some time, and I mean, he's smart, but I mean,
they got ways to make you talk that got nothing to do with your resilience or training or any of that. If they've had him a while. Do you
Ashley
have a head
looks
of security?
Up at Sam too.
Yeah.
Ashley looks up at Sam too. If it comes down to it, I'll take care of it.
Sam has one of those like.
Or Sam 3, not Sam 2.
Yeah, Sam 3. I know what you meant. Sam 3 has one of those like you got to put Old Yeller down like resolute tears in his eyes, and he like nods.
Mom, don't take him down.
Yeah, he knows that like he knows, and so he just kind of like holds in like a resolute tear and nods at you, and with a face more like Sam 2's than Sam 3's, with an expression more like Sam 2's than Sam 3's. Sam 3 is a
little bit softer.
Yeah, a little softer, bigger hearted, he just kind of gives that like resolute nod. He gives it kind of a knowing nod while holding back a resolute tear. I gotta ask, who do you have on the security for some of your accounts? Banks took down the Giovanni, and I gotta say, you just made yourself a much bigger target, and they already have one of your guys.
They tried before to take my money. They took some of it. But I've been around for a while. And even before I was what I am now, I was rich. So even back in the day, I mean, my family fucking survived the crash, for fuck's sake.
Oh, yeah. So a lot of physical assets,
yes,
scamming
property.
the world with museums and such. Every fucking painting's basically some rich asshole's miniature bank account. I'm sure you got, no offense,
none taken. I do have things tied up.
So you own a Mona Lisa or something like that. You tied up some of your assets in secure ways.
On top of other things.
He said a Mona Lisa, not like you own the Mona Lisa. He's kind of being...
Yeah. Something along those lines.
For my peace of mind and yours, would you want me to secure some of your more liquid assets? Take a look. Not that I don't trust whomever you've had doing the family books for you, but he taps on the phone in front of him. This worries me, and I don't want to see.
Yes, and I need
I don't want to
you
see my new primogen. I don't want to see my new primogen.
She gives him a knowing look, like, I know you fucking hate us. I don't know why you're
How
trying
do you
to say
know that?
She's heard stories.
Anyway, he's like, I don't want my new primogen getting taken out. I don't want my new primogen with any of these first like complications in these stupid ways, you know.
On top of that, I'd appreciate it.
All right.
I need you to look into a business.
Business.
A law firm for me.
Okay.
They've been handling the family assets for a very long time now, so I need discretion and also if they are a problem, I need to know right away.
Well, discretion's my middle name. I'll do this. No. It would be handy to have a boon traded with the new primogen, but that's not my angle here.
I
There's
have
plenty
some
of time
things
for
that you
that.
might want.
I just want you to answer a simple question.
What?
I've heard tell of how your sire met his end. Ugly shit. I know you got some other family. I'll give you a free kindred etiquette roll to know that he's talking about your
The siblings, the twins.
your kindred family. Do you have any? You have any part in that?
Don't get me wrong, it's not unknown that I fucking hated him. But no. No. Not at all.
I guess I got one more question then.
Okay.
What now? This is the GM making the ST making a joke, not Hurricane here. You got handed a silver platter, basically. Not that you didn't earn it, not that you didn't do your time, but what now? You've been in Chicago's periphery as one of its most powerful families for 100+ years. Your family has been in the periphery as Chicago's one of its most powerful families. Back before the printing, or back before the heyday of print, or the World's Fair, y'all were here. I mean, what's Amelia Dubois got to do next? Primogen. Can't say it wasn't earned. Can't say it wasn't a long time coming. But is there more? You happy with just another room in the Silver Tower?
You're skirting a very dangerous subject there, Rick.
I'm just asking. You strike me as a woman of pure ambition.
I am not. I just want to get safe before I make my plans.
Got it. I'll
And she'll write down the name of the law firm, and it's Newman, Anderson, and Bell, and slide it over. That's who I need you to look into. If they're at all connected to them, I want them wiped.
You said Newman, Anderson, and Bell?
Yeah.
Gives me a good in to take a look at your other assets. He tears the back page out of his like really basic Mead flip spiral hand notebook, that he had some stuff printed on, and he writes down something, and he folds it in half, and then he puts it on the table, firmly keeping 2 fingers on it. You want these? It's a trap, I'm telling you.
I'm not stupid to go by myself, but yes.
All right, he takes his fingers off. He slides it to the middle of the table, takes his 2 fingers off, and the ice, in stylistic fashion, melts and clinks in the untouched Long Island iced tea, in front of him. One of those melts and pops and just slides a little bit. The condensation thick, and it sort of mirrors the rain that's collecting on the window outside. Tangerine looking in, where we just see the silhouettes of you two sitting at these high-backed tables. In another life, I'd have asked you to dance. And this one, I think we already have.
Take care of yourself, Rick. Try not to do anything stupid.
Hey, where's the fun in that? He gives you a smile. See you around, Amelia. Sam? He nods at Sam 3.
Hurry up and kiss.
God, no.
Platonic love? Duh. No.
Duh.
We gotta have...
Ashley looks up at Sam after the hurricane leaves. I would never ask you to do it. You know that. I'll do it myself.
I know. It not the kind of thing you think you have to think about. But I want you to know, if you asked me, I would.
I would never put you in that position. The same way I would never put your brother in that position.
I think we know that life and unlife have their own plans sometimes. Speaking of their own plans sometimes, your boyfriend's in trouble, or your ex is in trouble, or Zoran's in trouble, and we're back outside the building on the sort of like third district docks, one of the more abandoned sort of industrial skeletons, where when a lot of the manufacturing jobs left the Midwest, these factories just really just closed. The real estate developers really can't offload them for anything. Someone who'd use them for general use would have to put too much money into sort of unfucking the area that the old industrial waste would have, if it's like a leather tanning plant, like underneath it just just the soil is fucked, forever fucked, or turbo fucked. And so it's really hard for these old industrial sites to be anything other than industrial buildings again. And well, if you don't have an industry to step in there, they sit. And that's without the like shadow games of real estate properties kind of becoming their own commodities, just numbers on a ledger that just say you have extra money. So they sit. And this is one section of Chicago where it's like that. You know, some squatters, some homeless move in every now and then, but this particular area has its own stories that keep even them away about some of the bad things that happen here. These old bones still have some life, and it's a unnatural and cruel life. Something you are all about to learn about.
Amen.
I can't hear you, Scott, if you were talking.
I didn't hear his question.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Unfortunately.
As long as it's not just me. All right. Sash, there's some crazy shit going on in there.
So Sasha, with your messy critical from before, your beast sort of wanted to locate him, and that helped you sort of pinpoint the floor. But you're almost like, it's almost like that twin connection, quote unquote, or like you can almost like feel him somewhere. Like you can feel his presence. And you're fairly certain you could project some of your senses back, but then with some dice, but then he would definitely know.
I can't have that.
Are we going in?
Sasha? Okay, so I, as just Sasha, but also using Zoran's senses, like regular kindred senses, even with heightened senses, would not be able to see anything in this darkness because it's super weird, supernatural darkness, correct?
Yeah, supernatural darkness, specifically a bit specifically eyes of the Oblivion sight sees through quote unquote unnatural darkness as well, whereas heightened senses I don't believe does.
So it's just like it doesn't. So Sasha herself, if she were to do something stupid, like run into this building, she wouldn't be able to see anything. It would just be dark.
Yeah, but you can hear ultrasonic frequencies, smell. Like you have other senses. You could, yeah. So you've got, all heightened senses. Sense the unseen actually would kind of help you in there, but it'd be like a little bit of like a half sense, because you're sort of, you'd be picking up on like some things that might be in that darkness, though you wouldn't necessarily see or perceive the obstacles in the area, if that makes sense. In other words, you could see ghosts and shit, but like it would sense the unseen in that supernatural darkness. But
or share senses with Rory or Damon.
Or you could do that.
Because we can't see.
That's actually a hell of an idea. Combo. Steal Rory's senses, so now you can see in the darkness.
Borrow.
I mean, he's borrowing.
I could see what he's saying.
That's a hell of a use of mechanics, actually.
Does it actually work? I low-key assumed share the senses meant non-supernatural shit, but
doesn't stipulate, no.
Well, technically correct is the best kind of correct, right? Okay.
Come on, I thought you all played D&D where they just abuse the shit out of combo abilities.
I don't think it would occur to Sasha, though. She's not that smart.
Yeah, I don't know. You can do that to suggest it. So.
It doesn't say you can't. honestly, and the way
All it
it's,
says
but
is share
Sasha wouldn't.
sense.
yeah, you can, by reaching out
Sasha-
with their mind, the vampire can tap into the senses of another mortal or vampire, seeing, hearing, and feeling what they do.
Sasha,
So if they
Sasha,
see in unnatural darkness, then you would see, yeah, it's not, right here, plain text. That's not even stretching the rules to do it.
no, I know. I'm just
Like a
wondering if it would
combo.
occur. It would occur to Sasha to actually do that.
Roll a luck check.
God, I have a D10 with numbers. Am I supposed to be high? I'm rolling high or low to
Yeah,
this?
you want to roll high.
Okay. God damn it! Where's the D10? Is that a 6 or a 9? No, that's definitely a 9.
It occurs to Sasha that you could borrow Rory's senses too, and perhaps be able to see what he sees up there as you're asking him, like.
Sasha closes her eyes for a second, and as she, like, reluctantly disconnects from Zoran,
Mm-hmm.
and then when she opens her eyes, she looks at Rory and says, "You can see what's up there, right? Because I can't."
Yeah, I can see it in the dark. Yeah. For the moment. You want to hold my hand?
No. I mean, yes, but also that's not what I was thinking. Would you mind terribly if I could
Why are you asking permission?
because it's a thing that's important to Rory, you know, consent and shit. She's a monster, but not.
Well, it was okay with Zoran just stealing his shit, but like, nah.
He doesn't. You know what? Motherfucker hasn't been returning my calls. Can't ask for permission if he's not calling me back. No.
Because he's a good spy. He didn't commit the cardinal sin of having his phone on him to ring while he's fucking sneaking around.
What do you need?
God. I've been
Are we on a rescue mission or a permission trip?
No, I just wanted to piggyback on your senses so I can see in the dark too. It's
Oh,
better than holding hands.
I mean, that's a thing that you can do now. Yeah, absolutely. Of course.
It's a new thing. I've been practicing.
We can't have you shotgunning blindly in the dark. That seems bad for everyone.
Okay. Do I have to make another
Yeah,
roll
you have
for
to
that?
rouse again, and then you have to roll for a difficulty 3.
Ugh, okay.
Rory's right next to you, so it's decently easy to sort of establish that connection, and it will last
Is it
for one.
easier?
One
Is it
thing
easier? Yeah, is it easier than a 4?
Can I
Yeah,
make
it's
it
difficulty
easy by
3.
being willing?
No, it's still a difficulty 3.
Yeah.
You can make it easier by letting her give you some of her blood. No? Okay.
Nah, man.
I rolled a 3.
Not
3
that much.
successes.
Yeah, you're so you rouse. What was the result of the rouse? Did you get hungrier?
Oh, I succeeded on the rouse.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you
Alright,
can.
you ready?
You see through Rory's eyes. Ooh, hang on a second. Rory, what's your hunger at?
Dose?
Oh no! Oh no! Am I in combat with the Static Man and his? Fuck. That's fucked up.
I have 2 hungies.
Not for nothing, Anne. I would like for you to roll a Wits plus Resolve.
God damn it. Oh, okay. Actually, that's not entirely bad. Okay.
I think you have decent Resolve.
I do. It's.
She is stubborn after all.
I mean, There's a fine line between stubborn and stupid, I guess.
Sasha jumps across
Hope
it.
it's that fine of a line, actually.
4 successes. Look.
I'm just gonna make a note here. It has nothing to do with anything.
Excuse me?
All right. You good? You can see now?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go into the breach. And I'm just going to reach out my right hand and my sword will appear.
Where have I seen that before?
Oh, hey,
Weird.
that's a neat trick.
I've been waiting for a dramatic moment. This feels appropriate. Let's go rescue your Zoran. Yeah.
Sasha blinks at that particular phrasing, and
All right.
she
I
goes,
apologize for one hot second. Chat gang, you're gonna lose video for one moment. Sorry, I had to turn off my autofocus. It was driving me insane, and the easiest way for me to turn it off is to switch scenes, so that I have access to my camera settings on this. Okay. Sasha, whilst glimpsing through Rory's senses, and you're kind of localizing it to sight for the most part, from my understanding, which will make it a lot easier. As part of the package of the fact that this is a rather higher level discipline and higher level ability that requires a good amount of training, it's decently easy for you to pick up just kind of one extra sense, and so it's really just kind of like having 2 monitors instead of one. You're able to kind of navigate kind of handily through his sight, especially in when you're close proximity to him. But whilst you're sort of glimpsing and picking up that additional sense from Rory, sometimes you just get this vague feeling like you're being watched. It's not like, it's difficult to describe, because like normally you're like, as a person singular, you're like, I get this feeling I'm being watched, right? And your hypervigilance kicks in and so on and so forth. It's not like, it's this feeling like Rory's being watched, but you're his sense, so you're picking that up. Does that clarify a little bit? It's only the portion of you that is inhabiting Rory that you feel like you're being watched. As if you do, again, have 2 monitors, and this vibe that somebody's over your shoulder, but only looking at the one monitor, It's not like somebody else sharing the senses. It's not like somebody else is seeing what you're seeing, per se. It's just this feeling that, like, you can't... It just, it waxes and wanes it intermittently. You notice the more active Rory is, or like, for instance, when he conjured that sword, that was when you noticed it in particular. This sensation of vigilance and hypervigilance, and like, is somebody behind me in his head type thing? No. Okay. And then it goes away.
So Rory knows that I'm in there because I told him.
Yes.
But normally it is a very covert situation, right? And you said that I could project my, like, I could
just with Zoran, you had that moment where you could have let him know, essentially.
Okay, so is there...
You don't have that kind of bond.
Yeah, you don't have a blood bond with him.
Oh, that's what that was about. I'm sorry. 2 a.m. brain just kicked in. Okay. I think what happens as a result of Sasha picking that up is that there is a heightened, like, hypervigilance and, like, a tense posture about her. And she looks like she's ready to fight something, but, you know, she's just following Rory along, I guess, as she's doing that.
My silence of death is 100% on. Because
Mine too. Could I actually?
We all do.
yeah, we all quiet.
I was about to say, are you all being like creepy, quiet, dead people?
Hell yeah.
I mean, right now I'm feeling like Rory's my clone.
I always feel
Popping my eyeballs, got the sound of death.
somebody's watching me.
Look, I have a sword with fire. I'm different. Someday I'll have a fire sword.
Says I'm not scary, but he's looking an awful lot like me these days.
Can I get the sense that there, like, as soon as we come across an area where there might be people, I would like to activate unseen passage.
Okay. I'm just drawing something here real quick for my own reference point.
Do you have any idea where in the building he might be?
I do, right?
Yeah, you know he's like up on
storyteller?
the yeah. You know he's up on the third floor essentially.
Sasha just Sasha says, up on the third floor.
All right.
At
We should take the stairs.
and I would like to activate unseen passage once we get to the third floor.
Okay.
And I succeed the rouse check.
All right. You head in. Do you take like the front door, or do you take like a side door, or do you go in the back?
It's a good question.
Rory would go in the front door. I mean,
Sasha would go the other way, go through the back, so she can still see what she can still. She's unseen passage. She's trying to be sneaky.
you probably need to be close to me if you're looking through my eyes. Otherwise, you're going to trip on a rock.
Doesn't work that way. No, she maintains her senses too.
Okay, that's fair.
She can literally like see what you're seeing, like.
But if I'm over here and seeing over here, and she's seeing over here and can't see in the dark, but
it's difficult to comprehend, but so is teleporting at the speed of light with Blink and drinking blood for superpowers and stuff. Like, it's just you gotta, you know, those guns that look around corners and stuff, like, or like they do it with like fiber too, where they feed the fiber like a long distance and then they triangulate. She's got a better version of that basically via her discipline. She can be elsewhere and.
If Rory's going through the front door, Sasha can see everything there. She doesn't need to physically be there to know what's going on. So she will find.
Are we going for all three entrances then?
Well, that entirely depends on what Damon wants to do, but Sasha will. Sasha will go from behind, and sneak around there.
All right, I got myself a handy dandy map I have doodled. So essentially, as you approach this this building. In the front, you have a series of 3 bay doors where you could drive a forklift through, or park a semi into. So it's slightly upraised, right? Where you could park 3 bay doors where you could park semi or loading, right, bays. Flanking either side of those 2 grand doors are these yellow grated staircases that go up to the man doors, the quote unquote man doors, the physical regular ass doors. And then you have a door on the sort of left side of it. We'll just call it north for simplicity's sake. On the north side of it, a door on the east side of it that's a much smaller, sort of less industrial grade door from all the other ones I've described. It's an office door. And then on the east side or the rear, you have yet another door. And I am just going to real quick just do a screen share because I have that power. This is where I would normally just doodle something on a piece of notebook paper and show it. So here you go. North is that way. You know what? I'm going to flip it to make it even easier. North will be the other way. That is north. Okay. So this is the street side here. These are the bay doors area I was talking about. The wide bracketing. There's 3 of them. And then you have the little stairs that go up to these guys here. I'll go on either side.
Okay. Are there stairs?
Yeah.
Or is this the 3rd floor?
No, this is the main floor here. And you're going to find that because they're huge, that takes up 2 stories, 2.5 stories, in fact, for most of this area. The only place that really has a 2nd or 3rd floor is going to be above the shop and above the office, and a little bit above shipping, where there's a walk. Essentially, there's a hallway here between. I want that in a different color. So, on the 3rd floor, these 2 are connected. This area here, because the rest of it is.
This is bad.
I suppose. Red. That's the only part that exists on the 3rd floor, because the rest of it is 2 stories high. It's a giant industrial area. Okay. So that shipping bay, what is called tooling, and I'll get into the description here shortly. So your back door would be that north door that enters in through the shipping, if that's where you were going. And now that I have doodled out something with ominous rooms like tooling and the shop, where are y'all entering?
Probably still from the north. I guess the back way is through the shipping area. That's where Sasha would go.
Okay. I'll come in through the right door from the front.
Okay. Here. Sasha's here.
That's your Big D.
And then Damon, where are you going in? Are you talking? I cannot hear you.
You're muted.
That's almost all my water now.
I'm gonna use the roof access.
Okay, so roof access, the office.
Could have gone 3rd floor. Why am I gonna walk all the way up all those stairs?
The office would have their little fire escape, roof access. That's the main thing.
Nah, you jump.
I thought about Spider-Maning, but. Yeah.
And then there would be one of those cool little laddery things that doesn't go all the way up around here.
So it's soaring leaps for.
Look at this highly advanced drawing. This is because we're marathoning. I decided to doodle stuff.
Okay, great. Now
All
that
right.
we are clear on our trajectory.
And then Damon,
So-
regarding roof access, you're just the roof. So I'm just gonna put the big D.
The roof is where Damon.
And then I'm going to use the method that I followed Rory with, and I'm going to send a little fly underneath the door because Unliving Hive is sweet.
All right. So there's there's like a fly following Rory. Okay, that big D is on the roof, which should.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Normally, I would even bust out my actual tablet for doodling here, and then we could be even better. So you're getting the simulation of.
So.
You're getting the simulation of my simulations.
Sasha would probably just look at things from Rory's senses and then see where he goes and try to navigate towards that direction.
I'm going right to the stairs.
All right, so I'm going to begin with just kind of work my way from. I'm going to go Rory, Sasha, Damon, and kind of what they see as you all kind of approach pseudo simultaneously, right? Rory, you get up to the door. Whether you have like a decent dexterity, so whether you jimmy the lock a little bit or just kind of give it a little shoulder music, you know, you manage the door being as old as it is. Doesn't pose much of a problem. The problem is being discreet. You are quiet, and your obfuscate can even extend to like some immediate body type stuff. How many dots do you have beyond the one for quiet as the grave or whatever? Sorry,
I literally just have one dot.
Just one dot. In which case, I will have you roll a stealth. No, picking locks doesn't break obfuscate. So, like, this is similar. You want to show it to the stream?
Yeah. I'm not invisible. I'm just silent.
Here's Molly's Molly's cheesecake she made.
Yum! I want
some. Yum!
Bailey's cheesecake with a brownie bottom.
Shove that shit through the internet right now.
Yeah,
You're supposed to shove that shit through the internet right now.
It's my birthday. I want birthday cheesecake
and
from
then there's
Molly.
Guinness. What's the Guinness? It's gonna be a Guinness
chocolate cake with a Bailey's.
Yeah, Guinness chocolate cake with a Bailey's buttercream.
Oh
Whose
my
birthday
God.
is it at your
Gen Con,
house?
bro.
Yeah, we went hard in the paint here. All right. So yeah, you're rolling a stealth for me, and I didn't hear what you said.
To the stairs.
Strangely, I don't have any stealth.
So straight dexterity.
That's so
Yikes.
strange.
A
I have
vampire
2
without
dots.
stealth.
I'm cheating with the cheesecake.
You would think that's how that works.
Obfuscate.
I'm doing my job. 1 success, bestial failure.
All right, we'll come right back to you, Sasha.
Oh no.
The rear door, similar to the front doors, it's decently old and weathered. So it doesn't take much to get through it. How many dots in obfuscate do you have besides?
2.
All right. You have a better understanding of how to extend your obfuscate, like to, you know, the objects in hand and stuff like that. So you would have an easier difficulty to get through the door. I still require a stealth because it's about sort of disturbing the environment a lot more than it is like making noise or so on and so forth.
I have dots and stealth. I also have 3 hunger, so this is gonna go really well. You know what? YOLO.
She had that cake in here for like half a second. I can smell the Baileys. Like it's still like
sounds like my kind of cake, homie.
It's funny because yesterday I
Alright.
had cheesecake that was in between pineapple upside down cake. It was good.
Oh yeah. 6 successes with a crit.
The exact opposite side of the scale.
Mission
I
accomplished.
mean,
There's door access. It's actually gonna put you like it'll empty you out into like a utility closet with an old school folding down wooden ladder, you know, and it's a hatch on the roof where like they didn't really have HVAC for this particular. This is a you know, a particularly older facility, so they didn't exactly have HVAC. They more had the industrial fans and vents. So you don't really have like the big HVAC units and stuff like that. But you do have like, you know, some basically exhaust pipe looking dealies on the top. I mean, they are actual exhaust. It's just not car exhaust. So you don't really have to roll a stealth. I'm gonna have you roll one just for posterity. However, Damon, your more pertinent role right now is going to be a wits awareness because you've got a nice vantage point on something interesting. I like how I wrote in my notes, fuck patriarchy, by the way, during the conversation.
As you should.
5.
5 on your stealth. And then your wits awareness. Ashley 6 with the crit. Or not Ashley, Rory. Or Sasha, jeepers, creepers. How did I manage to do that? I'll tell you how I managed to do it is I was reading the names, even though I was writing next to...
6 on the wits awareness.
Wonderful. You notice, because Blade is actually the best R-rated comic book movie made so far. Fuck you, Deadpool. Pretending like there weren't R-rated comic book movies before Deadpool.
Or Spawn.
Or Spawn, yeah, real talk. Spawn was a movie. John
Hey,
Leguizamo
for Spawn though, we wouldn't have these other ones.
It's true, and what was his name? Not Jaleel White. Fuck.
Jay White.
Jay White, yeah, awesome actor. But John Leguizamo goes in the bubble. He acted that whole thing on his knees, basically. It was like in a fat suit. Like he like went hard. It was, and the soundtrack is great. So in Blade fashion, you notice just like very subtle glyphs etched in a couple of sort of like various spots. Now you are a younger vampire, so you may a younger kindred, so you may not know like all the significance of the like location and stuff like that. But some of them stand out as more than mere like kindred shorthand. Some of these are more mystical in nature. You can roll an occult if you would like.
I would like.
I feel like I shouldn't ask this openly, but I'm going to because one way or another. What's Damon's level of understanding of infernalism?
Too much?
Because if your occult has such specialties in it, you will be adding those to this roll.
Okay. This shirt right now says Infernalist. That's my level of Infernalist knowledge.
It extends to t-shirts.
9.
It's
Think about
clear
it,
that
Rory,
this
you're a
is some
clever
sort
boy.
of ritual. Clever boy. It's clear that these are some sort of ritual markings. You have an understanding that there's some sort of basic blood sorcery wards and protections put in place. Some messaging type things. But then in a sort of like almost as if it's like in a different handwriting, even where like you can tell like this is one person's handwriting, this is another person's handwriting. You see some like infernalism stuff thrown in.
Cool.
This is a summoning pit.
Oh, good.
More than that, it's a summoning pit with a twist. There's a trapping rune. Well, it's not here. It wouldn't be on the top of the building, but you would have to put your protections all around the building. So there's like the beginnings of what would be a trap. Obviously, this doesn't work on you. You don't need to worry about that. You're not a demon. And you had a really high success, so I'm not going to make you roll a second or third time as you continue to explore. As regards to like putting more of the puzzle together of what these glyphs and runes are on this building. Some of them are subtle, though, it should be noted, as if like, like just like, like you've got like the door access on top there. It just, the standard like scuffing as if, like you metal scraping and climbing in and out with tools on your belt. Some of them would appear to the naked eye as if someone's screwdriver just dragged along the edge a little too long. Things like that. They're again, it's the blade thing. Like they're subtly done up. To you, who's familiar, you actually, the infernalism runes and stuff stand out a lot more to you than the like vampire marking shit does, quite frankly.
Cool. Cool. I'm glad we're really all in 3 different locations now.
Good.
What happened? Okay. Did my screen share close?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I did that on accident. That's fine. I think I can't get rid of this window until later.
I think I'm gonna go try to.
You have to do each one, and you need to be careful to give yourself enough space for where your lines overlap. Otherwise, you'll muddle them. It's a technique. Yep. Think about how you're working arm-wise. You're going to work further away and then closer to yourself. Not closer and then further away. It's less about the
I think I'm
color.
going to use Weight of the Feather to fall down the back side of the building so I can warn Anne. Because hopefully Anne can warn Rory with her shared senses.
Okay.
Sorry, what did you say there? Molly was asking me a question.
I was going to use the Weight of the Feather to walk off the back side of the building and try to warn Sasha, because hopefully with Share the Senses, she can warn Rory.
Okay. So you're in the process of like interpreting the runes and seeing the stuff, and you're in motion to go and do that. But we had a critical, we had a bestial failure, unfortunately, at the very beginning of the scene.
Hi, I'm the distraction.
He's the main character. He'll survive this.
Sasha, kind of makes her way in through the back door, as
she does,
as she is known to do. Whilst Rory, kind of plays with the front door a little bit, botches it, fumbles around.
Just stabs it with the sword, probably.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, you did just summon this awesome sword, and you're like, "Yeah, first time I've done that. I don't really stealth." I could see, like, heat of the moment. What your beast is at to hunger.
Yeah.
I mean, you got your hunger pangs kicking in, but it's not like to the point where you're hearing your beast so much. I do like I have my own sort of like gauge of how I've done this. If anyone's noticed, it's really complicated. Around 3 is where their beast starts talking to them. There you go. I've given away my top secret STing tricks. I'm gonna say that like your beast just kind of almost moves your hand for this bestial failure, because you summon the sword and you just slash the door off its hinge, right?
I was already half thinking about it anyway.
Yeah. So was it you thinking about it, or was it the beast? And that blurred line, and you just slash, and the door falls in with a thud. That is cacophonous in a ancient industrial site. Dust sort of kicks in a small whirlwind in what is known as the tooling room, and it is less a room and more the bulk of the factory. Tooling, you see these 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 mechanical monstrosities, rusted and yellowing and falling apart, just littered about these ancient beasts of gears and conveyor belts strewn about, their organs of wires splayed open for all to see. These great colossi all around, and you can only speculate as to what their duty must once have been. They're sort of rubbled and forced to the sides of a very solid, concrete floor, with the occasion pockmark where something heavy like a crane tip got dropped and stuff like that. And the sheen of dust on the machines is pretty permanent, almost like every bit of equipment wears a veil. But the inside's recently used. You can see the sort of not like individual footprints, but you can see the sort of like path where activity has happened rather frequently. It's clear out a nice big oblong circle or mass, even just kind of irregular where anyone could fit. You see off to the sort of northwest of this room, in my doodle, it's a hard black line, but there's actually not a wall there. It's a plastic tarp, that sort of muddled gray. It's supposed to be translucent, but you can't really see through it at all, except for little nightmarish shapes of whatever old forklift might be on the other side, or a really really old tractor, things like that. It is parted slightly, and from that part you can actually make out things kept in shrink wrap, about the size and shape of a humanoid. You make that out from your vantage point, and as you do so, did one of them move? No, that was something else behind it, right? Thanks, dogs. And shipping as well is open, so you can see straight back. However, that's where there's scaffolding and big shelves with big wooden boxes and stuff on them, lining the way all the way back. The staircase is enclosed in a cage, but it is visible. So it's got a cage around it for safety, so you don't fall over the edge or down. And it's got what would have once upon a time been been a padlock or some sort of locking mechanism in the front, a valve even, to get into the cage to go upwards. However, that door has long since fallen to disrepair, and it's sort of been splayed and peeled open like so many rib cages you've seen so far, allowing anyone to trespass into the staircase. Everyone hears the noise of the door fall, however. Sasha, Damon doesn't hear it clearly being a door fall, because muffled via objects in the way, but he hears the thud and the rumble from down below.
I want to turn on Sense the Unseen.
As you are turning on Sense the Unseen, your presence probably known by, if anything's in here, certainly. Sasha, you were in motion coming through the door simultaneously to his fuck up, so kind of like the beginning of what you were about to do, and then up till you hear the noise.
Oh boy. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Do I want to do that? Okay. Using Rory's senses, can I tell where the stairs are?
Yeah, it's relatively despite my boxes on my doodle here, those were just to help me orient it. It's
Now,
the whole sort of floor. The shop is its own section because that's going to be where they have maintained tools and stuff.
if I go for the stairs ahead of Rory, I won't be able to see up there, correct? Like, that is essentially me being on my own, correct?
If you go up the stairs, I'm sorry, repeat the question.
Ahead.
I'm trying to.
If I go up the stairs ahead of Rory, I am on my own essentially, correct? Because I
Yes.
cannot see up there.
You can't. Yeah, you won't be able to see that third floor. So it should be noted that those stairs have little maintenance chutes off that go up above where this equipment would have been, and that's what the second floor technically is of this area. Is essentially maintenance access and rafters. You have to go all the way up to the third floor before you end up on the sort of like what is above the office and the shop area that I drew.
Okay. I'm gonna wait to see what happens with Rory and look at what he's seeing. And I'm gonna stay hidden for the time being.
From your relatively hidden vantage point. There.
Yeah.
I am ready to see invisible people. So what the hell?
Invisible people. It's all.
Start moving towards the stairs.
Here, I updated my doodle slightly so it gets across how those areas are open. This is about where Damon drops down behind Sasha. And Rory's unseen presence is in the process of seeing something. But first, Damon.
I was just gonna try to locate her and let her know what I saw. That this is basically a trap.
Yeah, Sasha's like since come into the shipping area. She's found like a vantage point behind like one of the crates on one of these shelving units, and these are big wooden. You know, you could transport a sarcophagus or a bunch of like museum statue art and type stuff in these big boxes. They're not little things. Once upon a time, this place probably made like tractor parts, like something really big, you know, and tooled them and stuff, and all that's long since gone. Or maybe they made components for a printing press because Chicago's was the like printing capital of North America for a very, very long time. They printed the overwhelming majority of newspapers before print died. I think they still do, but they obviously don't print nearly as much. In fact, it would be perfect if this is one such decommissioned printing factory. Oh, that'd be so perfect because it's right in theme with everything about how art and language. Oh yeah, so there's like scraps of newspaper and stuff around. You can even see like old twined up, decayed. You know, they have turned sepia because they're so old, and newspaper yellows when it's that old, right? Yeah, perfect. So Damon kind of shows up behind you in one of these sort of alleys of these shipping shelves, and what does Damon say? You find Sasha. Sasha's there.
There's a bunch of runes on the building trying to contain stuff inside. This is a trap.
hear like a sharp exhale in response. And then Sasha's quiet reply.
Hang on while I open up my Call to the Blood Gods book again for no reason.
God damn it. Sasha's reply is, we better go quick. I'm going to find Rory.
Can't you just talk to Roy through the senses or something?
Not quite what I can do.
Can you share your hearing with him?
Does it go both ways? I don't think
Rory
it does.
does, but the power doesn't.
No. What I mean is I can't share. It's me sharing someone else's senses. I can't share mine back, right?
Right, yeah, that's why I keep saying steal. You're
Borrow. It's beyond my capabilities. This isn't like telepathy or anything. But I'll go grab him real quick.
I'm sure the loud bang is probably him involved somewhere.
Yeah.
Almost
Ooh, me?
almost as soon as almost as soon as like you kind of make the quip about the loud bang, and as Sasha's mind still kind of grasps the, like, you know, runes, blah blah blah, you see the subtle signs of these runes on a number of these boxes, these crates and stuff. They don't all have the same one. Some do have like some like a series of similar ones, because they would use a common script and words of power and stuff like that. But they'll have like the prominent runes on them often differ. They do have seem to have an organization where if there's a repeated prominent rune, they're grouped together. But it's there's some storage. Damon, who had that 9 earlier, you'll notice that there are conflicting like sort of like seals of power here. Like, if I believe in a certain deity and that's where I think I draw my power from, I'm going to incorporate that deity's like character or symbol into my spell or ward, right?
Right.
There are different ones in different infernalists. Like, you count up to 9 different runes channeling 9 different infernal entities.
All right, Sasha. I know you're soaking this in, but we need to go. Like, now.
And Sasha's like in motion to get to Rory where the loud bang was. Rory's... What was Rory doing? I'm sorry.
Walking in.
Letting everyone know he's here.
Strutting. Oh, you acted unseen.
Yeah, striding to the stairs, waiting for someone to jump out of obfuscate.
Yeah. As you sense the unseen, you got to roll that your number. So you activate to rouse your sense the unseen, and then we need how many?
Which is actually free. So
yeah. So sense the unseen is free, but then we need the related
detecting obfuscate would be wits aspects.
Yeah, there we go. And if you have increased your blood potency, oh right, you haven't.
I have not.
So, yeah.
2, 4. I will goes for dice. Do not get hungry here. Go. Okay. This is less than good. I'm going to use that phantom willpower I got last time.
Awesome. For hard committing to the RP, even though it was, yeah. No, I respected that so good.
2 to 4 successes.
All right, 4. We got 4 successes.
4 successes.
A couple things happen. The first is all those ruins light up everywhere like Edison bulbs to you. They become pretty apparent. Yeah.
Fuck. Shit.
Get Rory knows.
For itself, on the perimeter of the concrete, your eye is also drawn to it, where you notice these etchings, like kind of completely, like sequentially, like layered very tightly to each other, go all the way around it, forming almost like a intricate, like filigree armor and stuff like that. Like just this intricate, like it in the total perimeter of the foundation of this building, and little blips glow in the rafters above you, not as intricate or singular as the others, but you do note that there are specifically 13 in the rafters, and they're in a line, and it immediately draws your mind to the 13 moons. You can't, they're glowing, so you can't tell, but the configuration, there being 13 of them, it's, you immediately
What makes you just walk as with this object?
because the 9th is Cain.
I hate it. Thanks, bro.
Or Lilith, depending.
Thanks, bro. I hate it.
I mean, do I get the sense that I am now trapped in the building?
No, you're not trapped in the building.
Okay, then.
Hang on 1 second. Oh, Molly airbrushed a cake to make it a rainbow.
Molly, stop being amazing and give me the cake.
Yeah. Stop showing us things we can't eat. It's mean, but it's also very pretty.
Oh, sorry.
Send it to Damon for his, or to Scott for his birthday, because I'm too far away.
All right. So,
Scott is the designated cake eater for today.
you do not get the sense that you are currently trapped in here. It was 9 of them. There weren't 13 cultists. It was 9 cultists, right? Or 9 robes.
You said 9 runes, yeah.
Yeah, it's 9, not 13. I don't know where I pulled 13 from. Yeah, it's 9.
That's too many of them. I'm gonna have to murder them all with.
Yeah, it's 9 because there's
guns.
8. Because there's 8 phases of the moon, and there was 1 extra. That was
significant.
Yes, it was actually important because sometimes numbers are arbitrary to me. So there should.
I thought we were going full witch coven over here with 13.
No, it's I mean, there's some parallels to it because draw from reality, right? But yeah, no, there's 9 robed figures, not 13. There's 9 symbols in that, like, because they have their robe, their little sash that goes down the front. It has 9 moons on it,
and it's at least some of the symbols I saw in my vision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when you see them, they're like any individual might have their moon symbol, but when you see their main thing, it's always they go through the, with the full at the center. The new moon's actually represented by what looks kind of like an eclipse, and then at the bottom, bracketing it on the other side is a sort of inverted new moon. That is not to say a full moon, inverted, like a white hole, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, 9 moons. Yeah, you're only trapped in the building if you're possessed. Oh, hang on.
Oh, hang on. Stop helping me.
So
I'm making a note.
God damn it.
So,
Yeah. I mean, I definitely take note and just keep going.
So, with your sense the unseen, for you see off into where the plastic off area, that's sort of like a space between what I have labeled the shop and tooling, where the big D is, but that gap, you see silhouettes moving. Your mind harkens back to the projections where you saw the little silhouettes moving on the projection screens as if something running in front of the projector above, except on the flip side, one of them seems to be getting larger, though, like as if it's walking toward the projector. Damon, and Sasha, who have a different vantage point, roll wits awareness. It is auditory based, so if you have any advantages to audio census for reasons, and separate to that, everybody hears. You guess you've probably heard it since you've been here, in the way that you might hear a car pulling up and then like kind of like not realize that its engine's still running nearby. You sort of take for granted for a minute. You
What am
hear
I
a
rolling?
buzzing. Wits awareness. It's a auditory based. You're listening a sound. So everybody hears this buzzing that's rather cacophon, rather
Is it a familiar
intense.
buzzing?
Huh?
Is it a familiar buzzing?
Yes, for some of you, it is a familiar buzzing, and it gets dark in here. The skylights above, like where the fans are, and the big, like they get blotted out. And
This fucking guy.
I
I have
have
teased this
0.
guy for so long. Yeah,
I got none.
0. Damon, I can't see 5.
5.
Damon, you hear this whisper, a voice in the deep, as it were. It's not so much present here as it is sort of coming from the same place that darkness above comes from, that room that's blotted out up above. You hear, "The child is here."
Oh, good. More fun stuff.
And with that, we can take a quick break and then come back with Shelly.
Great, I hate it all.
I missed some of it because I was getting assaulted by a munchkin.
It happens.
That was adorable. No, I got to
was.
touch base with Molly, and there's just a lot going on over there, and it keeps just. I need to deal with that.
I understand. I was getting punched in the face by a hair pom-pom.
You know what you did.
Parenting. All right, everyone. We're doing a quicker break this time. We'll keep it to 3 to 5 minutes. Refill water.
Go eat some cake and tell us how good it is.
Yeah.
Shut up, Michael.
Okay. Damn it.
That's what I'm saying. That's like watching another stream yesterday, listening to the streamers, and they're talking about like Portillo's and stuff, and I'm like, I hate you so much. Stop showing pictures and talking about it.
I made Loco Moco this morning. My first time. It was wonderful. My gravy was on point. But early Friday, I made burgers because so we tend to shop on deals and sales and stuff. Sirloin burger and what is it? It's a type of ham, Duroc ham, something rock.
A Duroc? Yeah.
Duroc ham, like
Big
shredded
Duroc.
ground Duroc ham and sirloin. Like we're on like the buy, use or freeze now sale where it's like super discounted. So I'm like, wait a second, sirloin runs like a little too dry for a burger, but ham, like pork, and I did a 50-50 blend of them, and I made burgers and a nice brioche bun. It was but then I had the patties. I had extra patties left over, and I'm like, and I've been playing Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, a Yakuza game where the main character goes to Hawaii, and I'm seeing nothing but Hawaiian cuisine the whole time. I hate those games because they do the anime thing, but even better, where the food looks so good in the game. I'm like, oh my god! And they kept showing Locomoco because it's like I guess it's like the dish of Hawaii. I'm like, I have to make that. So I took those patties and I made Locomoco this morning, before the chaos. But it was amazing. It was amazing.
Did you get to eat it before the chaos?
No, I was eating it literally as the chaos was unfolding and stuff. And you saw me before the show. I was like really flustered. Telling my kids to like take this out and get cleaned up because Molly's baking, and I want to pull out my hair this morning, man. But I got to eat Locomoco. It was pretty good. I can only imagine like authentically straight up made by somebody who knows what they're doing. It would be even better. But
on that note, go get your own food
BRB.
as we're on break.
Yeah, hydrate everybody.
Hydrate.
We're so good at taking breaks.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. We are back.
All right, are we
Let's
back?
go.
Well,
Yeah.
before you both murder me,
Wait, what? Who's getting murdered? Oh no. Fuck
I
you,
really,
Michael.
one of my
Did you
things
do
I
something?
really like here is
Aw.
Charles. The Charles with the call. And then like
Whose birthday cake is that?
and then they're just
I'm
like
definitely not. Huh?
look, listen, I didn't have a 6 or a 9. I had to work with what I have.
First of all,
in this theater
It's
there
the
are
meaning
6
of life. It's the meaning of life.
We didn't have regular birthday candles. This is what you get.
30,
It's the meaning of everything.
38.
42. 42 is the
Yeah.
meaning of everything. Yeah.
I'm 38.
Are we
Hitchhiker's
ready?
Guide to the Galaxy though. Like, yo.
Okay,
Shout.
but also, are you eating all that cake for me?
I am,
Aw.
yes.
This
Oh, of
really
course,
is
I have a
really
couple of
weird.
Do we sing happy birthday?
I think
Yeah.
we need to sing happy birthday.
I
Yeah.
think-
Yeah.
Oh.
To both Scott and
both of
Anne.
them.
So
Anna,
we're
you
Scott
really
and
38?
Anne, right? Like we're gonna
Yeah.
okay. All right, who's gonna kick us off?
All right,
I'm not gonna sing happy birthday to myself.
birthday to you.
So awkward.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Scott and Scott. Happy birthday to you.
All right, blow out the candles. Blow
Blow it
Blow
up
up
for
the
me. I can't.
Thank you, Internet.
I still haven't gotten past the fact that you said Anna's 38. That's really a weird coincidence too.
You
Are you
both
both
38?
38?
Wait, are y'all both 38?
Yeah,
Amazing.
That's so fucking weird.
Same
That's
birthday
amazing.
ish, you know,
that's
because
why I was like,
time
what?
travel. How did you know my birthday? I'm really private about this stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
And to
by
think,
the
he
way,
made you a
speaking
cake
of
and you're about to kill him. Both of you simultaneously in this room.
That's
okay,
true.
I have a question though.
Yes.
Side note about birthdays. I'm gonna need to know when yours is for reasons.
We'll just say the first week of April.
The entire week.
Just the entire week. Hey, that happens. Oh,
I'm an
okay,
Aries,
we'll talk about that
and I
later.
am a Aries through and through for people who believe in space magic like that.
I feel like
Space.
I feel like we have a lot in common that way. Anyway,
I feel like the three of us have that in common since we're all born basically within 7 days of each other.
Yeah, wildly creative, wildly creative, super like independent in the kind of boisterous, way. Can be chill, but like really fixated and anal about our thing,
And as a Leo, I am in fact the main character.
Stubborn.
oh my God!
I'm sorry, dude. The Aries begins the zodiac, so
Okay.
Murder time!
Yeah.
Come on.
All right.
Murder.
So where do we find Ashley Dame? You have creative control over if you've gone back to the coterie house, if you've gone elsewhere.
Oh no, not with that
meeting with
phone.
somebody like
Oh,
like-
that phone.
Not with
oh no,
that
the
phone.
phone is safe. He gave you the coordinates. Like
I don't trust it.
you could
so
smash it and get rid
Eat
of it.
it off. Yeet it off the building.
I'm gonna yeet it.
Yeah, you just
run
just
it over with the car.
give it to
Sam
give it to
Dream
Sam,
run it over with the
Sam,
car.
and he just drops it under the tires like dramatically, and we see because it's raining, right? This is the perfect time to throw something under tires, so he throws it under the tires and runs over it, right? But yeah, so where do we find Ashley Damon? We kind of pick up mid scene of wherever she went to after this, whatever she's doing after this, right? So I'm gonna allow you to paint us a scene, a word picture with your words.
What, a word picture with my words? Wow.
So word picture with someone else's words.
I love that he's eating the cake now, by the way. Like, can we get
She is sitting in her. She's sitting in the back of the Suburban SUV, outside of a house that we have not been to in this
like, it's not been on camera yet, right?
It's not been on camera. And it is this townhome looking place. It's well maintained, very beautiful, looks like something that Ashley would live in, if, say, she were, not living in her family home. And she's just sitting in the car outside, messing with the ring that she took off William's body that she has like on her thumb. She lets out a big breath, and she keeps like all her keys in the car just in case. And she grabs the key that she knows goes to this house, and walks up the little sidewalk path and to the front door. And
is Sam too in tow with his umbrella, or are you like flying solo? Do you have your own umbrella?
She has her own umbrella.
And Sam's waiting in the car.
Yep.
Okay.
And Ashley has one of the pistols on her, because one of the pistols is in the car at all times.
Perfect.
One of the Dragonfire pistols. So.
Perfect.
Yeah.
The Derringer, you got a special Derringer now too.
Yeah, I do have the little Derringer as well.
Okay.
And of course, she always has the stiletto.
Stilettos, you got a pair of them now.
That's
One's special for killing Oblivion stuff because you got it from the Mirrorverse.
Yeah. The Mirror Hell.
Mirror Hell. Ooh, I like that even better.
So yeah, she goes inside, and as you walk inside, you kind of, it's as beautiful as it is on the outside. It is well decorated, very plush, tons of art, and it looks a little too gaudy. Like, not anything. It looks like if Ashley would have decorated it, but pushed up times 10. Like, it's too too bold, too plush, too like everything. Like, her home, it's well appointed and everything like that, but it's like this townhome is like new money decorated with, like, it's too bombastic, while Ashley's and the /coterie home is like old money decorated.
Little minimalist, but with some really like stellar set pieces, right? Like,
yeah, exactly. It's like all very antique, pieces and everything like this. There are like antique pieces in this home, but it's like it just reminds you of like the most audacious reworking of like a castle in the New World.
Okay.
And yeah, she navigates, she knows this home very well, and she navigates towards the office library that she knows. And she kind of looks around. She doesn't have any like special abilities to like check anything. But she kind of just tries to get a sense of if there's anything, you know, just raising the hackles, as it were, without putting. She doesn't have auspex, so she's not raising some auspex up in here like, oh.
I'm still of the mind that Kindred as a supernatural predator still have just that touch elevated sense, even if they don't have auspex or you know, protean or whatever. Would you like to roll a wits awareness?
I mean, I can.
And do you want to describe to us what is this place?
This is William's home.
That's what I
This
expect.
is William's townhome that Ashley / her parents bought. This is basically, this is the home that was their wedding present. And so she knows this place like the back of her hand. She lived in it for a very long time after she was, you know, married, and well, before that turned. So she's just
yeah. So you have one of the I wanted to call it a Hellfire gun, but
yeah, the Dragonfire.
You have one of the Dragonfire pistols on you. You've got both your stilettos and the Derringer as well, or since you have the one Hellfire pistol, you don't.
I think if I have the one Hellfire pistol, I would have kept the Derringer like in my purse.
Okay.
In the car.
Okay.
All right. What's awareness? Okay. There is at least one. That is 3. Out of 5.
I'm going to say this dramatically, but metaphorically, and not literally, given the chronicle. This place is haunted. You know, as you walk up to this old home, not only are the sort of pains of memories you buried or let die with a different version of yourself sort of resurfacing, you know, there's just these little hints that something or someone has been here, or maybe even is here currently. You know, a curtain drawn when normally it wouldn't be. You know, a little light on the second, or you know, or I'd imagine this place is almost a 2.5 floor type thing. You know, on the third floor, well, 4 floors counting a finished basement, right?
Yeah, there's definitely this is the house where she learned how to both.
Yeah,
she learned how to torture people, but was also tortured in the basement.
Right. Yeah, so those memories, you know, twinge, and you can almost sort of see flashes of these older versions of Ashley in that window there, or as you're walking up, you see the sort of recessed window for the basement, and you know that, you know, one room in and a little jaunt over, there's actually a hidden room behind there. And you get these little snippets. But there's also that feeling that this house is like still breathing. That it's not as empty as your dead sire would sort of mean it should be, you know. Your sire's dead. He's not home. And the servants who maintain it as an asset for whatever estate, probably yours, it ends up back in, they're not 24 hours. You know, heck, they're even more of a skeleton crew in you know, we're now late November than usual. And on a cold night like this, even if I was supposed to work and I was just there to come and dust the first floor for the third time this week, I want to go in, and no sane person maintaining the estate would. And yet there are these feelings that, though dead, raise your hackles just a bit. That you can almost feel the sort of phantom hairs on your necks. Not that they literally do, because that'd be a nervous response, right? And Ashley's long dead, but almost a memory of what it's like to get goosebumps and stuff sort of unwillingly moves your blood to give you some. That's how powerful this place is. Someone or something's here.
Fuck. She's debating on checking every floor, but she knows. Well, she doesn't know. She hasn't lived in this home since the mid-90s. So she's kind of unsure really what is going on. The last time she was here is whenever she had to hide out after the raid from First Light, and she was hiding in the basement. And she only stayed there for a couple of days before, you know, moving. So
something pungent and coppery twinges in your nose. Your, like I said, sort of predator sense. It's fresh. The smell of vitae. Sort of being washed away in the rain toward you, you know, as it like sort of plinks and pings off the window. That just sort of carry that water just sort of rolls toward you, and it's carrying those little molecules of the blood sent toward you. I'm going to have you and everyone now roll your hunger for the evening. I don't think I did that.
I can't remember if we did that last time.
I always wait for a dramatically appropriate moment, and this seems like it.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm at 4 hunger.
I'm at 3 because I got a skull.
I'm at 2.
Sasha's at 4.
I'm at 3.
Basically, what we're trying to say is we all failed.
We all fucking failed.
That was so
Listen,
marvelous. I'm giving you all that similar phantom willpower.
Okay. I think we all get like a shiver because this is all happening at the same time. We all get like a, ooh,
Yeah,
like a shiver up our.
Well,
yes.
I mean, Sasha's gonna have some problems in a little bit.
So I'm going to let you guess, Charles, who's at 4, and you only get one guess. Who in the party is most likely to be at 4 hunger? I wonder.
One doing a whole bunch of
Chicanery
bullshit.
So yeah, she's gonna tweak her nose a little bit and start not perusing. She is diligently looking for any books that might give her an idea of what is going on, because William was a collector. He liked to collect.
Now we're inside like a study.
Yeah, we're inside his office library.
Okay, so you've gone in since.
Yes.
I'm going to say you use one of the side entrances as to be a little bit more discreet. Or no, you chose the front one. You were walking.
I chose the front because
chose
I
the
knew exactly where I was going.
Yeah, you chose the front. No. You were. I couldn't remember. All right, yeah, sorry, forgive me. You go through the front door and you make your way towards William's study, which is actually on the first floor. Past a little like vestibule, the common area, and the ostentatious decorations assault you harder than the rain outside as you enter, and you're given no reprieve from the elements, as it were. You head toward his office, and what were you looking for?
Books about Golconda.
Interesting.
And also about any books about the Sabbat or like cults or anything like that. William was a collector. He liked collecting things and bragging about it, being knowledgeable.
Yeah.
He found it more like a look at me, look what all I know, look what I can acquire.
That like he actually once upon a time had like he had a page from like one of the ancient sort of printings of the Book of Nod, right? Like he had like a single, and he but the Loden,
it cost
probably
so fucking much money.
Loden's like, what the fuck, dude? And that as Camarilla's relationship with the belief in Cain being what it is, that just disappeared one day. But it was a prized possession of his. Not that he displayed it openly in the office or anything like that. Go ahead and roll an investigation. Intelligence.
Okay. Okay. That is 3. One of them is fanged. Okay, no, there's no crits, but I just wanted to say there's a fanged one.
This one has teeth.
Just.
All right. Fudge. I had a thought and then it disappeared. One moment. Where did it go? Where did the thought go?
Thought went somewhere. The one brain cell magically disappeared.
No, it just got buried behind other intervening thoughts.
I ate that brain cell. Nom, nom, nom.
That was my favorite. That was my favorite brain cell.
Too bad. Mine now. Tastes like chocolate.
Like chocolate cake.
Chocolate.
There is a sort of buried amongst some of these tomes, in a more discreet location than would be William's style. You find a book that belongs to the Bahari. Would be one of their sort of books of scripture, as it were.
For the audience at home, can we get clarification on what the Bahari are?
The Bahari are the ones who believe Lilith was actually the first kindred and not Cain.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
What's that?
Is it Revelations of a Dark Mother or of the Dark Mother?
Absolutely. You'll note that it has some like notes written in it.
Marginal notes.
Yeah, they're not like This wouldn't be like any like significant like original printing. It's like how there's like a million versions of the Bible type thing, you know?
Yeah.
The handwriting isn't Williams though. Not Anthony. Andrea.
Andrea.
It's Andrea's handwriting.
That bitch is a feminist.
Oh no!
What? She's in a cult? No.
But
Also,
not Sabat.
Not the Sabat being in a cult.
I feel like if you're Bahari, you're kind of outside the Camarilla Sabat dance.
Yeah, because the whole thing about the Sabat is that they worship Cain.
They're
The
called
Bahari
Cain,
don't
like,
get along.
Yeah, they hate the Sabat almost as much as anybody else, more than in some respects.
She's gonna grab that book and then any other paperwork that
in terms of Obscurum, this is it, the Revelations of a Dark Mother, with Andrea's handwriting in it. Judging from the sort of context of the writing, it's mostly older.
Like
notes,
older notes. Yeah.
Older notes from her. However, sort of like the page where the ribbon is, it's like clearly brand new, fresh ink. And the note simply says,
"Gotcha, sis.
Where does it come from? It with no direct.
Where is it right next to? In reference to?
It's a section talking about Lilith's imprisonment. We're speculating on Lilith's imprisonment.
We're in Diablo 4.
Oh my god.
Lilith's imprisoned, and now the building that we're in is summoning circle on it. We kill Michael, we summon her, we win the game. He's the nerd. The nerd died in the trailer.
Exactly.
Not a virgin
she's gonna go over to the desk
anymore, I guess,
and look for any paperwork that dealt with any of his businesses, if he kept any there, and grab it up because she has to settle the estate.
Yeah, no, nothing like that, because he wouldn't have been the one to deal with his businesses anyway. He had an accountant or something.
Yeah,
he might have like some bills from the accountant.
Yeah, that's basically what she's looking for. Like,
yeah, you can find some like bills that he
invoices
just like has. Yeah, invoices and stuff. He just like kind of, I don't want to deal with this.
Probably a note on there: send to Ashley, send to A.
You feel a cold breeze sort of pour in the room from behind you. More of a pressure drop, really. When a pressure changes in an older place like this.
Yeah. Is that where it's at?
It's worth noting that the that note says it. It doesn't say she, he, them.
Yeah.
It says it.
It's probably some sort of like power or something like that. She's going to she's going to like grasp onto the gun really tight and do I want to do this? You know what? Fuck it. We are gonna do this. I'm gonna rouse and turn on chemistry to cause like a little try to, make a if this is anybody or anything that could harm Ashley, she would make something that would distract them so she could get away as fast as possible or relocate as fast as possible.
Yeah, that's some like hardcore shit having chemistry.
Yeah. And she doesn't get hungrier, thank fucking Christ. So I have to roll a manipulation obfuscate against their composure wits. So all right.
Where did there it is.
All right. And then do I want to add? I kind of want to add more dice. Can I add more dice to this?
What's your blood potency?
2.
Yeah, you add your blood potency to it.
Oh, do I add my blood potency to it? So 2 more dice to that?
Yeah, all the activated, like, interactive disciplines, you add your blood potency dice to.
Okay. Fuck. Well, possible bestial failures, so take that into note.
Ooh. All right.
Possible. I'm not done rolling yet. Oh, shit. Okay. That's 2. And then I'm going to use that free willpower that you gave me and re-roll the 2 that I can. All right. That is 3. And a possible bestial failure.
Sorry. What type of illusion were you about to make?
I was going to make a version of Sam 3 walking in with like his hand on his holster.
Okay.
And making it seem like he's coming to get Ashley to whisk her away and everything like that.
All right. You instead a version of which I'm sorry, you said Sam 2 or Sam 3?
Sam 3.
A version of Sam 2 as you remember him at his like peak kicks in the door and looks at you. Did you go by Ashley during the Sam 2 era or did you go by something else?
I mean, the Sams always know Ashley's name.
Would it be? Is it possible he called you Ashley rather than like Miss Dame the way Sam 3 does?
He probably at the beginning he probably called her Miss Dame, but towards the end he probably called her Ash.
Okay. He kicks in the door. The door splinters, pops, and busts. It shatters on the floor. It is shattered. It is. That happens. And he comes in the door. Ash! We're going to go back to the warehouse.
Fucking hell.
Uh-huh.